Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another failtastic episode of Fail PG. As usual, I am the Mighty Mage, and tonight with us we have Ross the Boss, Mr. Goat, and Random Surge.
No one cares about the Krillin. I mean, what?
I don't know. You can call him Random Surge, but is he more random than I am? I don't think so.
What?
Ooh, shots fired.
He can shoot all the shots he wants. He's the one eating gluten-free over there, not me.
Hey, don't subscribe my sister's diet to mine.
I mean, she's the one conditioning you, not me.
No, I'm not conditioned as though. I don't go all. I don't go all.
Sure.
Out
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Goat. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Oh my goodness. He is being turned into a zombie, one gluten-free meal at a time.
And the sad part is,
all jokes aside, guys, never eat anything like gluten-free bread or gluten-free spaghetti, noodles, it's gross. Pastries, desserts.
and the sad part is, he's had all of it.
Yeah,
That's why he's telling you not to eat it.
Yeah, he knows all this from first-hand experience.
Yeah,
See me pulling off to the side. I'm eating gluten stuff, so.
He's like, my sister goes, but how come you never eat pasta night? He's like, you know the answer. What are you asking me for? He's like, oh, it's every Thursday, and she makes pasta. And I'm like, and I said, did you make regular spaghetti for me? He's like, no. I'm like, I ain't eating it then.
And just so you know, kids, I've had plenty of gluten tonight.
I had gluten for breakfast. I had regular bread that I asked about.
You should have seen the breakfast I cooked. You want to talk about that?
I'm gonna start calling you Gluten Surge, I think.
Gluten
We got we got no gluten on one hand, gluten-free Goat on one hand, and Gluten Surge on the other hand.
You know she can't eat Asian food because that's soy sauce and some of the ingredients have gluten in it. So it's like soy sauce has gluten in it, by the way.
And that's why I'm gonna show up with a whole bottle of soy sauce and just pour it on her plate. And just
But she bought some specialty soy sauce with no gluten in it. I'm like, oh
no, get out. I'm gonna order 2 things in soy sauce, and she's gonna be like, "That's gluten free, right?" And I'm gonna just keep staring at her as it pours on her plate.
You know what's funny? I didn't even know soy sauce had gluten in it until she said it. Then I looked it up and it does. I'm like, oh shoot, it has gluten in it.
I don't even like soy sauce that much, but I know I am not having no Chinese food without no soy sauce.
Yeah. But they cook with it. They cook a lot of the stuff they cook.
Some stuff that doesn't. I'm like, you know what? It looks like it needs some soy sauce. Don't you know those times where you like, I just want some soy sauce.
Yeah.
But I eat the duck sauce though.
Yep.
Oh, duck sauce on egg rolls.
You're just like duck sauce. I need all the duck sauce.
Duck sauce.
Duck sauce on egg rolls, man. Man, that's the.
I'm eating right now. Now.
Wait. I got a question. How do we go from talking about RPG stuff to talking about Chinese food and duck sauce?
Because we're failing. This is the point of the show.
No. The point of failing is me failing because I'm universal fail. What's your excuse?
I'm light skinned.
Wait, isn't it the whole point of you actually stealing the luck, though?
He's on to me. Go. The council said we'll be right back after these messages.
Mm-hmm.
What? I didn't do nothing.
Yes, that's the point. You fail just by existing.
Oh, that sounds.
Y'all don't want. I'm not going to show you my wound, but I got injured at work.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, I cut my finger.
Yeah, I kicked him in his ass, and he went.
I pretty much sliced my finger.
Oh man!
I didn't need stitches, but it was nice. It was pretty.
You make sure it was disinfected, right? You disinfected.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just like this.
Yep. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. It's not disinfectant. Yeah, right up in there.
Oh, you should get liquid Band-Aid. It's like basically like this silicone stuff that you just spread it on the cut and it puts like this bio safe silicone on your cut without putting a Band-Aid on. It's pretty nice.
In game, wouldn't we just call that a Phoenix down?
No.
No, we're not talking about the game right now. We're talking about everything else but the game.
No,
So,
but like realistic. No, liquid band-aids are awesome. You don't have to put this stupid. Yeah.
Super glue. If the cut's small enough, super glue.
No.
Yes.
You won't get infected and poison yourself.
Yes.
Don't use super glue.
Yes. Oh, yes. Freaking Sabu from the land. Let's do this.
Sir.
Is that,
All right, let's
is
get
that-
into the game. Let's get into the
Kiss the ring?
game. Let's get into the game.
Well, he's over there twaddling himself again.
Gosh,
All right, so Matt,
you guys are just awful.
Yeah, we are.
Take over because we're going to continue. Take over.
I know. We're just going like this forever. When last we left off, you guys had just pulled into port at Eisen, pulled up to the dock, and the men aboard the Dainty Prince were casting off ropes to tie her down, and SourceU, you had just noticed that a couple docks down is the Flying Toad, which left you abandoned on the shores at Kish a few days earlier.
And if I remember correctly, when we left off, Stryker said the exact words, "I'm gonna kill him."
Yes, that's what I said.
Although
Sounds good.
we don't know who exactly he's gonna kill.
Let's start with Stryker.
I don't care who it is. I'm going to kill him. They killed my buddy.
Well, we'll start with Stryker. Stryker, what are you doing?
I'm like, so I say, I'm going to kill him. With the big old, what the F face looking on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kill him. And I look at no, I'm like, no, you see that? You see that? I know I'm not blind. You see that? Come on. Like, whoever took that ship killed the captain, and whoever that is, I'm going to kill him. And then I try to get ready to go and run over there, but I'm pretty sure somebody should stop me. I'm just saying, because
Well, the crew are rolling out the gangplank as you are saying that. Nobody seems to be paying you any mind.
oh, good. Then I'm going.
So just about when he reaches the gangplank, Ronnie's just gonna kind of grab him by the scruff of his tunic.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm going to kill somebody.
Why?
When does Ronnie ever needed to ask why? When it comes to killing someone.
Because we have a mission.
And she goes, so you're willing to take the thing where you're supposed to be keeping a low profile and make yourself high profile immediately and make this whole thing go tits up in about 3 seconds.
I lost my hair. I have no dignity no more.
And Ronnie's just gonna kind of just go across his face, hard slap style. It kind of knocks some sense into him, maybe calm him down.
It's fine. I'll take it. I'll take the slap. Hold on. Before this happens, is the twins up there?
The twins are on deck now.
Okay, good. It's after she slapped me. Look, not now. We can't do this right now.
And she immediately just rolls her eyes and looks at him. Are you calmed down now?
Yes, I'm fine.
Now, from the top, the hell you on about?
You see that ship over there?
Ronnie just kind of turns her head and looks at the ship. Wasn't it the ship you boys were on before?
Yes. The ones, whoever took that ship, killed the captain. We don't know what's up with the rest of the crew. They could have took him hostage and threatened him, or they could have set him free into the whole city and whatever.
GM, a request if I may. Can you do me a favor and roll 100 side?
What am I rolling for?
Just tell me what you rolled.
75.
Okay. As you're arguing with Ronnie about this, you see Sir Regios just storm off the ship and make his way down the dock towards the flying toad.
I'm like, but that's my job. And then I run right behind him. No, you coming?
Ronnie just rolls her eyes, looks at Noel. Come on, we better follow them before they get themselves killed and us along with them.
And you brought me along? And I laughed and just said, let's go.
Ronnie immediately regrets her decision after hearing him say that.
So I'm behind Sir Regios, and then Ronnie and Noel's behind me.
And Seregius, I assume you're heading towards the flying toad.
Correct.
All right, you head down the gangplank onto the dock and start walking around off of your pier and over towards the next one. From your vantage point, it looks like there are very few people aboard, if maybe 2 or 3. And as you start storming up the pier towards the gangplank for the flying toad, one of the people on the deck kind of turns around and sees you guys approaching. His eyes get real big, and he goes...
I'm like, what is he? And I grabbed Sir Reggie. I was like, wait. Roll it.
You're lucky. Sir Regios immediately stops in his tracks and just quickly snaps his head around and looks at you. What do you want?
I see the guy going, no, wait, no, bye. I was like, usually when people do that, that means there is something really dangerous on there, and I'm not trying to fall into a trap.
Sir Regios just kind of like slowly looks up at the guy.
He's a madman. He's spurting out. That's what he is. That's what it's. Yeah.
Oh, my whole thumb is numb right now. Okay.
And you see the guys just...
So, are you drunk?
So, as Ronnie and Noah's coming up, I'm like, yo, just keep walking past. Just keep walking past. We'll circle around. Are y'all going to follow me or no?
For the first time, Stryker actually says something smart that Sir Regios agrees with. So he just keeps walking in that storm stomp as if he's just mad about something and just walking up the pier.
All right.
Look, I ain't survived this long by being stupid, okay? I do stupid things.
I think it's luck more than anything.
There's a difference. I do stupid things. But when I see somebody say,
but as Ronnie is walking past, I'm going to roll for perception and see if I can notice anything specifically in the area of the ship.
Okay.
Can I do it too?
9?
Sure. Yeah, anybody wants to, you can certainly roll for perception. Ronnie, you don't notice anything unusual.
12 side, right?
Yeah, 12.
12 side, you said you want? Okay.
12.
Oh, I got a 1. I got a 1.
No, you're completely clueless about what y'all are doing walking past this ship.
I got a 12.
Stryker, you notice that the person who's been frantically waving you off, you're pretty sure is the bosun, basically the first mate on the ship. And probably would have been the guy who would have taken over command of the ship after the captain was killed, if there weren't other changes.
Okay, so as we go past, I'm like, no, you don't remember him? I said, we was on this boat longer than Sir Regios, but Regios, you don't remember that guy? That's the guy that's supposed to take over if something happened to the captain. If he's telling us no, that means something bad happened. Ronnie, you ain't meet him yet. He's a really cool dude. He actually helped take care of Twitchy. Wait, where's Twitchy? You
didn't notice any dark-hooded figures on the deck or on the pier as you were looking around.
I was like, crap. All right. Let's go up here. Come up with a plan and circle around.
Uh, can you do me a favor? Can you describe the area around the pier?
Sure, I can do that. So, for reference, the Flying Toad is a big ship. She's an 80-foot long, 14-foot wide
Wow.
cargo hauler, 50 oars, very large. And she takes up pretty much the entire length of the pier. Um, not much room to spare. In fact, she's so large that she takes up room on the slot adjacent. So the dock to her. So she's pulled up on the port side, so the gangplank's coming out her port side. The slot that would be to her starboard side is taken up by her. She's so large. The pier is mostly deserted. There's one or two porters sort of lounging about. There are a couple of empty barrels and crates stacked neatly in small pockets here and there. A couple of them have nets or fishing line or things of that nature stowed in them. But otherwise, there isn't much activity. And there are maybe a dozen other boats, most of them much smaller, more like the Dainty Prince's size or even smaller than that, strewn around the dock.
Any buildings, any trees, anything like that?
Yeah, so on the shore side, facing away from the river, there are a couple of ramshackle buildings that look like they were thrown together hastily and are on the verge of falling apart. Medium size, they might be warehouses or fishers' offices or something like that, but they're in pretty serious disrepair. There are, again, one or two porter-type folks hanging about those areas, but there's not very much activity. There is a tall, grizzled-looking man sort of leaning against the door to one of those buildings.
Probably the portmaster.
Filing his nails with a carving knife and sort of glaring haughtily at the docks.
Yep, definitely the portmaster. Any of those buildings about 2, maybe 3 floors up, or?
They all appear to be single-story.
Okay. Any cracks in any alleyways or pathways in between any of the buildings?
I mean, they're kind of jumbled up together, but you could probably squeeze between two of them without too much difficulty. There is a sort of dirt track that runs in front of them, following the curve of the shoreline, and then disappearing into the trees some distance beyond. There is a thick forested area behind all of these ramshackle buildings on the dock.
Okay.
There's also a narrow rivulet that also wends its way inland from where you are now.
I'm debating how I want to do this now. And I'm assuming some of that forestation is behind the buildings as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Sir Regios continue to storm up the dirt path into the trees and then circle around the back of the last 2 buildings on that row and come in that middle space.
Okay. So, Seregius, you turn around and start storming back up the pier onto the shoreline and then start following the dirt track around behind the buildings. What the rest of y'all doing? Striker? Noel?
I think I'm just gonna follow Sir Regios.
Yeah, I just joined the gang.
Okay. You guys,
like we're trying to stop him from being so angry, Just like, hey, wait, man, come on, wait.
you guys start following. Ronnie, what's Ronnie doing?
So as not to look too inconspicuous about it, Ronnie starts talking out loud, saying, "You have to calm down. It's not going to get us home any quicker."
All right. Give me a 12 side for performance.
And that is a unfortunate 3, but
At least it's not a 1, right? Glass half full, right?
Ronnie struggles to keep the sarcasm, the dishonesty out of her voice as she says that, but nobody in the immediate area seems to really notice or care that you can see anyway. And as you guys are following Seregios down the dirt path towards the forested area, suddenly 2 hooded figures join you, and Stryker, Kadok lays an arm on your shoulder and kind of leans in. Where do you think you're going?
and Ronnie places a hand on Kadok's shoulder. We're following him. He's been in a prissy mood this day. As she nods her head towards Sir Regios.
Kadok kind of looks up at Ronnie, or looks down, I guess, at Ronnie with an eyebrow raised, and then looks at Seregios stomping and storming. I never can read that guy. He always has such terrible mood swings, sometimes I wonder if he's pregnant. No offense.
None taken.
I'm like, it's probably your kid.
Kadok just grins a sly grin.
Yes, sir,
Sergio, roll a 12 side to see if you heard that.
Call it a C word in the most passionate way.
Please say it's Natty 12.
It's another 3.
3. Okay, you didn't hear that. Fortunately or unfortunately for all involved.
Put the heads on the back.
He just continues to. I just want this to be over. Why are we even back here?
And
then it stops just in the middle of the dirt road, quickly spins around, looks at Kadok. We wouldn't be back here if you two could have at least kept him in check, and points at Stryker.
And I go, meh.
so your little outburst has drawn the attention of a couple of the porters along the piers who are eyeing you now with a bit of confusion. And the dockmaster, who is closer to you now that you're on the dirt path, pauses, trimming his nails with his whittling knife to look up at you.
No, don't you dare do it. Don't you dare do it.
Instead of even paying the guy any mind, Seregios walks over to Stryker and then looks him in the eyes and goes, Jared, I swear, if we don't get paid for this job, I am going to take your head and I'm going to shove it in the most piranha-filled water I can find. And then he turns around and starts stomping off again.
And I'm sitting there like, Jared. Jared.
Wow, and then like Noel's like, wow, I thought you were gonna say up his bum, but you said piranha infested waters. So that was a lot of self-control. That's what it said.
Jared?
And
that's the stupidest name I ever heard.
Ronnie just like elbows Stryker right in the side and goes, shut up, Jared.
It's like I swear.
Already caused enough issues today.
My name is Jerry, not Jared. What the hell? Jeez.
Jared, I think I'm in my travels. I've been to a jewelry store named Jared.
I think I've been to a sandwich shop. With
He went to Jared.
You know what? I'm actually gonna let go have this one.
I went to a sandwich
Sadly,
shop.
this one does not break me as bad as the other 2 episodes worth of nonsense he said out of his mouth.
What did I say last time?
Let's not think about it.
Oh, you're the yin yang.
Shut up!
Yin yang poet.
Jared was a real person. That he
What
loves
is
stuff.
skeet? What does skeet mean?
Oh, skeet.
You will not break me this day. You will not break me.
Oh, don't
I will be
Don't
Bro,
forget the name of his club back home in Uruk that his grandma runs. Yeah. Whenever we need something politely named, we go to Mr. Goat.
Apparently, that is the terrible life choice that we've made here at Fail PG.
Oh crap!
Yep.
Yeah, the club's called She Knows What She's Doing. Experienced. That's it. It's gray but not dry. That's what it says.
That won't save you, Mr. Surge. It won't save you.
I know Satan won't let me back in hell anyway.
Oh, that went down so rough.
Or gummy mumble.
They call that a velveteen rub, my friend.
Oh, good lord.
Tobacco spitting grandma. That's
So before we go too much
I'm
further
done.
down this really terrible path,
dear viewer, I know that you are watching this and you've probably lost a couple more brain cells than usual in this last minute and a half.
Look, menopause ain't never stopped her, man. Leave her alone, bro.
I do not apologize for my colleagues, for I do not control them. However, I will apologize to you that I did not come to your house and put you out of your misery sooner.
we're all very sorry
I'm
about that.
sorry.
I'm not. This is the best.
I know it can be tough to stomach. Imagine that I have to sit here and deal with this every Sunday to every other Sunday, recording it.
After my weekend,
then I have to relive
laugh.
it every time I edit it. And it's about 8 to 11 hours of editing time because these videos are 2 hours long.
Search.
So I relive it at least threefold.
No.
You're not fooling anybody. We all know that you don't edit anything.
You're right.
You put the videos up exactly as is.
After my weekend so far,
I
no,
mean,
I need this.
the last couple, that's probably true. I think I put like 3 episodes up as was because those were the ones where I was using the soundboard in OBS at the time for tests. So I don't know if anybody liked that, but if you guys
you're labbing. You're
that,
labbing, man.
you know? Yeah. We'll take a vote on it in the comment section if I should continue to use that soundboard or continue to edit the stuff into the episodes. You guys be the judge. But anyways.
So, Sir Regios, after giving you all kinds of hell, Jared turns
It's Jerry.
and continues stomping off, heading around behind the buildings. Kadok kind of rolls his eyes and shakes his head and mutters, "He thinks that's going to hide your identity. He's got another thing coming.
That's what I'm talking about. Right, sheesh.
Instead of calling attention to the whole group, we should have just moved on through. Oh well. Why is he going behind the warehouses?
We'll let you know. Come on.
Is this another one of your pranks?
Why would I ever prank you?
And even Noel laughs. He's like, "Oh, you're funny."
I was like, it wouldn't be a prank if I... Just come on.
They follow the rest of you to behind the warehouses.
And as soon as we clear, I'm going to look at Sir Regios in the face. Jared?
What? It was the name of one of your dead horses. I thought you liked the name.
That's harsh, bro.
I just sit there like, I don't know what to say to that. I'm like, I'll kill you later. All right, now tell him what the hell is going on, because he's trying to figure out what the hell we doing.
Did you know the flying toad would be here?
The what now?
And he points down the alleyway.
He looks down the alley. I don't see any toads that are flying. What are
It's
you
the
talking
giant
about?
cargo ship.
Oh, no, I didn't much care about that. Why should I?
Just keep an eye out. And Sir Reggio starts walking towards where he believes town would be.
Following the dirt trail deeper into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Gadok and Gadok both just kind of watch you go. Perplexed expressions on their faces, and then they glance at each other and shrug. Gadok mutters like, he's acting stranger than usual. I don't know what to make of this.
I think it's his time of the month.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, yeah. Glances at Ronnie. No offense.
Right, no offense.
None taken. Besides, all of you boys have your time of the month. And she walks ahead of them.
And I go, she ain't lying. Woo! And I start walking.
Yeah, man. I haven't released since I'm my wife. You know, I'm like, it's like, no, that's not what we mean.
What's that back around here?
Suddenly, Gadok is at your shoulder, Noel, kind of caressing a cheek. I could help you with that.
I take my two fingers and I go like this. I'm like,
That's the anime thing.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather go to Nuns Nasty than do.
Is that the brothel across from yours? Nuns Nasty. Okay.
I'm done. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Yep, that's it. We're KLPG. We're out of here.
It's not like I do such a thing because I love my wife and all.
Someone loves her too.
You know what?
Yeah, like her mother and her father.
Wait, we're starting the episode over now.
We're starting it over, huh?
Oh, we're doing a spin-off where we're taking the perspective of my wife or something.
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
You
At
guys.
this moment, his wife sneezed. Achoo! Oh, he's still alive. Okay. Back to work I go.
Now all I can think of is like his wife doing the Candace Michelle twirl.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Noel's
Back on
gonna
track,
have
back on
some stuff to work out when he gets home.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what? She's like, I miss you, honey. I miss you, babe. I want your...
Why are you pregnant?
He's like, darling. He's like, before you remember that good time we had before you left? He's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. While like five guys are leaving out the back window.
Pay no attention to that. Nothing to see here.
Like, see you tonight, right? He's like, what?
And then the kid's born. He's like, wow. I knew I had some
Get it out.
some foreign land person. He's like, wow. I knew I had darker skin in my ancestry. He's like, wow.
Here we go. See you tonight. Cinnamon. Wait, who's
like,
Cinnamon?
Like 10 guys out there looking through the window going, man. High-fiving each other.
She turns around, look at him. It's one of y'all. Damn it! No.
And I look at this like, is this white stuff porridge? She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. It's like, oh, okay. You still got some? Please, no.
Is this gluten free?
You guys are really terrible tonight. I tell you what.
Oh. Okay, that one got a laugh. That one broke me.
Look, I need this. I'm telling you now.
It's been one of those days, huh?
It's been that weekend.
It's been that weekend. I need this. Oh god. All right,
my god! It looks like somebody was wearing my clothes. He's like, oh, honey, I was just moving. Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Okay, what are we doing now? We're walking, right? We're
How long
walking.
does it take us to get in the town?
You know what coolest thing about everything? Everything she's saying is true.
Sadly. So how long does it take?
Okay, I'm done.
You guys walk for a few minutes inland, heading east along this winding dirt path. You pass a couple more sort of ramshackle buildings to your left, right on the bank of the rivulet that runs parallel to this road, and cross a small, kind of rickety-looking wooden bridge over another branch of this rivulet heading south, and you find yourselves in what could maybe somewhere be called a town. The dirt track forks off in several different directions at the end of the bridge, and there are definitely quite a lot of these wooden homes cluster around. It's hard to even call them homes. They look more like huts. They're all pretty run down looking, kind of weathered and battered. There are a handful of people wandering the streets in kind of rough, tattered-looking clothing. You see one or two people driving carts with mules and what looks like grain or hay or something like that in the back. And they all, the ones that are closest to you guys kind of give you a brief glance and then continue shuffling along, shoulders a bit hunched, as if they want nothing to do with you.
So Sir Richios just kind of stops in his tracks for a minute, and does an about face, and signals to the twins.
The twins look at each other briefly, and Kadok removes his hood. Gadok just sort of sidles up along the other side of your little group so that she's not in full view, and Kadok casually walks up to Seregios. Well, so far so good. They don't seem to have noticed that we've been here before.
That's excellent. Where did the three of you stay the last time you were here?
Trust me, you would rather stay on the ship than in any of the taverns here.
Then I guess that means we're gonna camp out in the woods. Let's keep moving. Unless you have some sort of objection.
None here. The less time we spend in this little shanty town, the better.
And as they're having this conversation, Ronnie is just kind of taking a look around, taking the actual scene of the village itself, the condition of the people, the stuff that they're hawking around, their wares and such like that. Kind of get a feel for exactly what goes on here.
All right. Roll me a 12 for perception.
Can I do an intelligence check
That
just
is
so I can...
a 7.
7? Nice. I'm gonna do an intelligence check just so I remember everything from the last time I was here.
All right, go ahead.
So, this thing literally stopped in the middle. It hit my side of the board and it's directly between a 10 and a 2.
So it's a Twenu?
This is a 22.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's 12. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, sure.
It's a dirty.
Sure.
It's a dirty 12.
Do you want him to roll again?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Oh,
That's the difference between rolling real dice and actually doing the digital one. The digital one, you will never have to run into that issue. But I prefer real dice, so I'll deal with this.
dang it! I could have had a 10, but it's a 6.
That's 6.
He rolled intelligence, right? -1.
Yeah.
Yep, because I had to remember. I had to remember stuff.
Ronnie, you don't really notice much more than what I've already described about the place. It looks run down and rather poor, and the people look kind of run down and rather poor, and maybe a little bit suspicious. And Stryker, you remember that the town was pretty much like this when you were here last, although you do remember there being a little bit more hustle and bustle, more trade, more vendors hawking wares. It seems a little more subdued than you remember it.
Yeah, okay.
Ronnie's just gonna kind of 2-tap Stryker on the shoulder. Hey, obviously these people look worried by our presence. I'm assuming they don't get much in visitors here.
No, they did not. Last time I was here, it was a little bit more people moving around. No, but that was a while ago, so something must have happened between the time I left and the time we came here.
And immediately Brawny thinks about the blockade and goes, "Of course, that's what it is."
They're not
But
getting what
doesn't
they
voice
need.
it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that too. I was like, it could have been that blockade. You know, Captain Sharp. Ooh, that's one tough cookie.
Ronnie goes,
and what's that other person? Nico.
I don't think you guys ever heard their names.
I should know it because that person knows me apparently because I was my striker.
You might know Captain Sharp. I
There goes
don't
Sharp.
know if you know Captain Negros.
and at the mention of Captain Sharp, Ronnie looks at him. Who?
What? Oh, she's the one's running the blockade.
And Ronnie
he-
thinks,
She? Well, he was very flamboyant. So he was like very showy, like a black beard. If they had that here, you know.
and then she stops and like, "Are you sure you're not talking about the Dainty Prince, Captain?"
No, not that one. Not that one.
You're sure?
The blockade. You know, then you had to come past it, didn't you?
We went through the blockade, but I don't remember anybody being showy. Although I do remember this one guy, and we gave each other a glance, and at the same time, it was like we had the same emotion.
That's probably the one. Did you think about killing me?
I did.
Yeah, that's. Oh, he's not very flamboyant right now, huh? He must have calmed down. He used to be very showy, and he used to be flashy. Something must have happened. He's probably stuck on that blockade. He probably don't got his usual stuff. That's probably what it is.
I didn't get that vibe from him. He was very serious.
Or it could have been that one time. Look, then I go into like, it could have been that one time. No, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that.
And immediately, Ronnie just starts walking forward.
But you don't want to hit. Yeah, you're right.
The road heads off towards the east. There are branches to the north and south, and just clustered huts kind of strewn haphazardly around in a general, how do I want to say this? Trying to stay together around the road. There are what look like cliffs a little bit beyond to the east, behind some of the houses, and thick forested foliage wherever there are not houses or road. Which way you going? What you doing?
I catch up to Ronnie and I tell Noel, come on. We have to stay together. Trust me.
You want me to trust you? All right, whatever. You give me money, so I'm not gonna. Let's go.
No, because I go like, no, it's because you owe me money.
Yeah, but you're not
That
invoking usury upon me, and you're doing this with no interest. So you're a good guy.
You hope he's doing it with no interest.
And as Ronnie looks up, she notices that Kaddock and Sir Regios are talking, and it looks like they're kind of pointing off in a direction outside of the village.
Mm-hmm.
So she just kind of walks up and, so wait, why do I get the feeling we're not staying here with the way you boys are standing?
Haddock looks back at Ronnie.
As I told Sir Regios, trust me on this, you don't want to stay in any of the establishments in this, town. You'd rather be on the ship or out in the wilderness.
What, you're afraid of a little bedbug?
It wouldn't be so bad if they were little.
Huh. Ronnie looks back at looks and see if she can spot a tavern.
There is one. If you were to go follow the road to the east, and then as it curves a little bit to the north, there is a building that's a little bit larger than the others, but just as run down looking. This one is actually 2 stories, whereas most of them are single story. And there's a crooked sign kind of hanging out outside the main door,
with 2 frothing mugs apparently clinking together. And no other indication.
She looks up and looks back at Stryker and Caddock. Is that place any good?
I gotta do a check because I can't remember if I either remember. So
Yeah, go ahead. Roll for it. Caddock sneers a little bit.
I got an 8.
Stryker, you remember drinking in that tavern before, but that's about it. You can't really remember anything that you've had there. It wasn't remarkable.
I was like, it's tight. It's nothing to make you go, I'm coming back here every time. But, if you just want to wet your whistle.
Yeah, it's bland like Buddies and Millers.
I like that.
It makes the other stuff taste like piss.
Yeah.
And Ronnie again starts considering the condition of the village and the villagers, and the fact that it looks like people are a bit more anti the blockade. What happened at the last couple places they've been due to the blockade? So she's just like, maybe trying to go in there and get food might not be the best. They might not have enough.
Yeah, we're gonna head to hunt for food. Just want you to know.
For some reason, you see Ronnie perk up. A hunt, you say? Well, why didn't you say so? And she just pulls out her battle axe. Let's get to hunting.
I was like, wait, put that away, put that away.
At least 3 peasants nearby sort of jump when Ronnie pulls the battle axe off of her back and scatter down the narrower roads.
And she puts her axe away and just screams, Sorry. New to the area, folks. Just traveling. Sorry.
Nobody else seems spooked by that.
So, I guess we'll start walking towards the woods.
There's woods all over the place, man. Be more specific.
Yeah, so
North, south, or
Regios
east?
So Regios just kind of looks at you. Have you ever done the hunting out here before?
I would like to say at the time, no, because I had to get away. Just saying. But I've seen a couple animals around that might be good.
Do you think you could remember a spot where there was enough to hunt?
Let's find out. Here we go. Yeah, nope, I got a 3.
You remember that the hunting around the town was just generally poor, but you can't really remember any more detail than that.
I said I can't remember too much. I was just them and I just thought that's like they were trying to kill me. Yeah. Wasn't a little worried about that. I was just making sure I get away. Whatever I found as I was running, I found and I grabbed and I ran. But I think towards the north, that might be a good spot. You go further in, it might be better animals because you come here. Just saying, it's might be a little scarce. Just thinking, I don't know, maybe.
And then
my hunter's skills, tell me probably go towards north.
And then Sir Regios looks over at Caddock. And what was the last search area you guys did? Was it north or was it south?
We searched to the east, actually, in the foothills. There's nothing to the south as far as we can tell, and mostly swamp to the north.
Gators?
He gives you a funny look. What's a gator?
Oh, man. It's like what they call them back in the day,
You know what?
Small.
Gonna do an intelligence check to see if Ronnie actually knows what a gator is.
Do it. You should know.
It's actually a 6. What is Ronnie's? +1, right? On intelligence, +1.
Can't remember.
Yeah, +1. So a 7.
Ronnie, you've heard of these gators before, although you don't recall ever seeing one personally.
It's like a bigger than a lizard.
Yeah, it's like a really big lizard, and apparently they taste really good if you can kill one.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I hear, they're supposed to be really mean.
Oh yeah, they're really dangerous. You don't get close.
And,
It might snap your hand off.
and out of pure excitement again, Ronnie pours the battle axe. Let's go hunt a gator.
Oh God, no. Ronnie.
A larger group of people sort of jumps at Ronnie's exclamation and moves away from your group a little bit hastily.
And she goes, sorry guys, sorry again. Got excited. Sorry, putting it back. Sorry.
I go. So Reggio. Sir, do you want to go hunt a gator? At least somewhere closer. We can head northeast. So since we're still going back towards northeast, we can go northeast.
Sergio's take a moment to think about this. And since he still kind of remembers where it says we're actually supposed to be in the map, and it seems like Stryker and the twins are pointing away from where we're supposed to go, this all plays out well for him. So he's just like, you know what? We're not hunting gator. I refuse to be anywhere near something that could possibly break one of us in two if we go to sleep.
I will get it with this bow, just get up in the tree, wait a minute.
So you're going to stay up all night and do guard duty as well in case one of those things tries to, I don't know, attack everyone in their sleep.
Yeah, it ain't gotta be that close. It stays near the swamp. It doesn't come that far inland.
And it's fine. It's just a gator. At least it's not a crocodile.
Everybody looks
those
at
things
you
are
now, Noel's like,
dangerous.
what's a crocodile?
I was like,
Much
It is-
bigger, more mean.
and I'm a hunter, so I
Basically,
know some of this stuff. I'm like, yeah, no, you can't eat that one. That one will kill you.
Oh, gator's delicious though. I mean, I never hunted one myself, but I've been to a tavern that sold.
You actually had
meat.
gator? Oh
Yeah,
my
it's delicious.
God.
I know this is a cliche, but it kind of tastes like chicken.
What? Ooh.
At
Yeah.
the mention of that, Ronnie goes, chicken, you say?
Oh Lord, don't you
And
dare.
you said this,
Don't you
and
dare.
you say it's called an alligator or a crocodile?
Yeah, and it's sweet. It's like it tastes a little sweeter. It's a little more gamey. I think it tastes better than chicken, but it's more rare, so it's a little more pricier. So
Yeah, those are. I don't think those are on this side of the map. I think it's on the other side of the map, though.
And
So when we
Ronnie
get back-
you see Ronnie's eyes for some reason just light up. And she's like, what are we waiting for? We gotta find this thing and kill it. We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
I heard they're prevalent in Floridicea.
Ronnie kind of turned her head to the side, puzzled. Flordicia. I've never heard of that area. Where's that?
Kadok
I don't know where it is
nudges
about-
Ronnie in the
way
ribs
south.
and is like, he's making it up, of course.
I was like, yeah, that's
Oh,
way
of course
south.
he is. And then she looks at him, jerk.
It's further south. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
further south,
further south.
way south.
The Flordicia, I don't know what that is.
I heard there was cannibals and all types
It
of
sounds
weird
like
stuff
a cesspool of infestation.
Uh.
That's what it
At,
sounds.
They
at this
ingest
point,
special
Regios
salsa
is
makes
just
it crazy.
rolling his
He's like,
eyes and just like, enough with the muddled mess. Just lead the way.
I heard their king doesn't require taxes of them. I'm like, how do they pay for things?
I think that probably gets an eye roll at least 3 people.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, you said that out loud too with all these people around. Please say somebody heard that.
Yeah, at least one peasant is kind of ogling Noel like, what?
And
Kings
this is
and...
a place where 24-hour festival where people dress like giant mice. It's weird. It's strange.
And the person gets this horrified look on his face, turns around and trots away.
So I like, so Regios, can we talk real quick while we start walking?
If we must, Jared.
My name is Jerry.
Yes, come along.
So, out of all of that, I didn't hear consensus. Which way are you guys going?
Oh yeah, I don't even know. Where are we going?
We're heading northward towards the swamp area.
Okay, north towards the
Hunt
swamp.
crocodile. And also, while we're exiting, I want to do a perception check for both Ronnie and Sir Regios to see if anybody might be telling us who shouldn't be, and or 2, if there's any suspicious movement from any of the townspeople around us.
Alright.
That is an 11 and a 3. So Regios rolled a 3. Ronnie rolled an 11.
So you're an owl. Okay, cool.
A
1,
3.
a 2, a 3, a 3.
3.
Seregios is too absorbed in conversation with Stryker to notice much of anything as you're walking northward. Ronnie, you notice that most of the townsfolk seem to shrink away from your little group as you slowly make your way northward on the dirt track, most of them eyeing you furtively, and the battle axe on your back, and your over-eager desire to go hunting for this mysterious creature called a gator, and giant mice and stuff. As you guys walk northward, you do notice another larger building than the others, similar to the tavern, although this one is maybe a little bit fancier and in slightly better repair. And there's what looks like a sigil above the door, and two rather large, burly-looking gentlemen standing on either side of the door, greeting other townsfolk who are slowly wandering into the building.
Is the sigil anything that any of us would recognize or know?
I will have to at least check because I was here before.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to, you can roll 12 for perception. See if you.
I am rolling for both.
Actually, for Ronnie and Stryker, it would be intelligence. Everybody else would be perception to see if you see it.
I got a 3, so I ain't
3.
seeing nothing.
Noel's not paying attention.
Well, I got a 2. So
Stryker's too deep in conversation.
I got 2 10s.
All right.
Wow.
Well, Seregios is still in deep conversation with Stryker and doesn't notice the sigil. I'm trying to remember.
Wait, 2 10s?
Yeah, because you were looking around earlier, remember? And the previous roll was looking around to see if you noticed anything unusual or if the townsfolk were doing anything.
So what you're saying is
you
that
shouldn't have rolled for Seregios. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't realize.
It's okay. It's all right. Ronnie,
fail.
The sigil on the door looks vaguely draconic, almost like a dragon's head. There's a tickle in the back of your mind as though you may have seen that before somewhere, but you don't recall.
Ronnie just kind of she sits there for a minute and she eyes the sigil. Kind of even stops moving for a second. She's looking at it. Why do I feel like I've seen you?
Hold that thought. Okay. Stryker, you had wanted to have some kind of a conversation with Seregios?
Yep. So, how are we walking to say? So, I know what you're doing is all an act, but you gotta tone it down just a little.
And he looks at you and goes, remember the job we did in the desert?
Yes, I do remember.
Good. And
Yeah.
that's where he leaves it.
And then I go, but look. So, how close is Gadok and Kadok?
Kadok is trailing a little bit towards the rear of your group. Gadok is uncomfortably close behind you, Stryker.
Okay. So I'm like, look, I understand, this mission is very thing. That's why we're going back to where, we know.
And now that we know that we could also be either A, being followed by a known presence, or B, about to get sniped completely, I could prefer to play this exactly like we did in the desert.
But you also know how that happened in the desert too. You remember?
Oh, don't I? He smiles and keeps walking.
And then I go like, oh, guess I'm the decoy again. I I said everybody like that's on the decoy.
And he goes,
So
and he just looks over his shoulder. Don't worry, Jared. It'll be funner this time.
As you guys pass by this large building with the dragon head-ish symbol on the door, one of the burly gentlemen standing outside steps up to the edge of the road. Good evening to ya. You look like you're new to town, yes?
We don't want any. And I just keep trying to walk away.
Well, don't be so quick to dismiss. We would be honored to welcome you to one of our services. We are just about to get started.
And at the hearing of that, Sir Reggio stops in his tracks and then waves Gaddock since she's so painfully close.
Mm-hmm.
And then asks her in a whisper, have you any idea what this place is, since you guys probably passed it before?
We don't want anything to do with these people. I suggest we move along before they create trouble.
I just need to make sure that this is not going to be one of those scenarios where we try to move forward and then we're getting chased down by guards.
So I'm going. So I'm like, that's why I did this. Like, I feel like I know that voice from somewhere. Can I do a check to like that voices in my head?
Yeah, you can do a check and also do one for performance.
I got 2.
A 2. Give me another one.
Of course, I get a 6.
A 6. You don't really remember the voice, but you turn and look at the guy speaking and notice the sigil above the door, and I'll give you the opportunity to roll again to see if you remember or recognize that.
Got a 9.
9 this time. You recognize the sigil above the door as being on the signature line of the hit letter against you.
Oh, Tiamat.
Oh,
Not Tiamat.
No, not Tiamat. That wasn't that one.
Oh.
So I go. So as soon as yeah, we don't want any. I see the signal sign. I'm like, yeah, we definitely don't want any. And I start walking away.
Ronnie kind of snaps to when she hears the conversation and kind of like tries to hurry to catch up.
All right. Your performance held, but as the group of you starts to move forward further to the north, you can all feel the eyes of the 2 burly gentlemen in front of that building watching you most intently.
And I go, yeah, we definitely don't want nothing to do with that. And just keep walking.
As they continue walking, Sir Reggio then waves to Gaddock to come closer.
She slides in next to you.
What, pray tell, exactly happened that he just freaked out?
Well, those would be the individuals we'd rather not attract attention from. He had some rather interesting run-ins with them the last time. And she kind of looks over at you, Stryker, and caresses your cheek affectionately.
And I go, not right now.
Oh man, you let him touch you like that, homie? You better sanitize. I don't know what that meant.
Was the man, homie. Right now,
Ronnie kind of just runs up to the side of Stryker and grabs him by the hand and goes, "Come on, we're wasting time. We gotta get to the swamp and find these things. Let's go!" And starts running.
And I'm sitting there flailing like, "What the hell? Why is she so damn strong?"
An older woman with a basket of what looks like bread walking along the street yelps as Ronnie grabs Stryker and starts running northward, and she turns and ducks into a small outbuilding not
Ronnie
too far
turns
from
around.
the other.
Ronnie turns around and whispers, "Sorry, madam." Keeps running.
You get a couple more confused glances, but the people are thinning out as you guys near the edge of the town.
I go, yeah, God, my arm. Why are you so strong? I mean, I like it, but come on.
And Ronnie just looks at Stryker, shoots him a wink, and then keeps going.
Come on, Gaddock.
Yep. Gaddock is watching with a rather hateful gaze, and she glances momentarily at Seregios and then picks up her pace to try and keep up with the other two.
So while we
Sir Regios looks at Caddock at that point and goes, "So, about that."
What? I see nothing wrong.
Who do you got winning?
He just smirks.
So how far are we now away from Gaddock? Say we get a couple paces in front of her.
Yeah, you guys are a few paces ahead.
Won't be able to hear me. I say,
I just want to know what Noel's doing.
before we go to know, hold on. So while she's doing that, I say, you know she's gonna try to kill you, right? Ronnie.
She looks over at Stryker. I'm counting on it.
I was like, I don't know why I'm so attracted to you right now, but this is fun. Let's keep doing this.
And I go up to Ronnie and was like, hey, I give her like one of my.
You know, way near us.
Well,
Back. We left.
Are you gonna run to catch up to him?
Unless you running.
You gonna run to catch up?
Yeah, I was back. I'll run up to catch up.
You gonna run okay? You gonna pass Gaddock? Hold on. I want some gator.
More of a brisk walk. That's kind of sus. Running looks suspicious.
Well, if you're just gonna do a brisk walk, then you end up catching up to Gaddock, and she just kind of glances at you sideways. And there's a thoughtful look in her eye as she glances at you, and then back up to Stryker, and then back at you.
THOTFUL.
You're terrible tonight. But you're not wrong.
I take back what I said earlier. That broke me.
He walking past like.
The next thing you know, he's gonna literally just say the words "Be gone, thought."
He's like, that's your man up there with another woman.
Diseased and fatherless.
I shouldn't find that funny. But I do.
Okay, that broke me. That broke me.
Okay.
My mother calling me. Why my mom call me after that comment?
It's almost as if she sensed the.
I was just gonna say her spidey senses were tingling that you're doing something wildly inappropriate. If your
This is
mom
why I have my
could see
ringer. This is why my ringer's completely off. If my mom calls me off of her spidey sense, I'm not answering.
Mm-hmm. Y'all are terrible.
I would say that I was going to hell, but I've already been there, had the handbasket woven for me, got the T-shirt, went on the whole full ride, and got sent back because of selling ice water and Dippin' Dots. So, you know.
So Noel, as you're jogging along and you catch up to Gaddock, and she gives you this thoughtful THOT full look. She leans it over a little bit.
So, you've traveled with Stryker for a while now, yes? Tell me, what does he see in her? I don't get it. She's such an uncultured brute.
I think they like that because, you know, it's exotic. She's playing hard to get in a weird way. I don't know.
She looks at you aghast.
I'm exotic.
Question: how close is Sir Regios and Kadok to hearing that?
Not close enough to hear, but you can see this like devastated look flash over Gadok's face.
And I go, what exotic plague? That's what.
Oh, jeez.
Trying to get the kill. He's trying to get the kill.
Oh, yeah, okay. She's not gonna smack you for that, but she does have this sort of wounded look to her, and she slows down a little bit, back down to a walk, as she reassesses her position.
Sir Regios looks at Kadok. What do you think happened just now?
And Kadok actually is a little bit impressed, it looks like.
It looks to me like she got a wake-up call. Probably the first of her life. That must be quite a shock. I'd better go comfort her.
Whatever floats your boat. I'm not into that twin cess shit.
She's like,
He just
man,
walks faster ahead.
And as Seregius walks faster, Kadok calls from behind,
You didn't feel that way a few nights ago in the tavern.
And he immediately stops in his tracks, spins around with all the hate in his eyes, and goes, "Whatever I did when I was completely drunk and you took advantage of me does not count."
oh.
I said, did you put double goat skins on that thing?
For some reason, turns around the goat. You shut the hell up!
For some reason, I feel like I look back and I see him stop, and I just go, ha!
Ronnie just starts pulling Striker along. Come on, we're losing daylight.
Okay.
And Kadok just grins at you, Seregios, and says, "We weren't the aggressors."
You need some soap?
And immediately, Sir Regios just looks up at the sky, slowly grabs his shovel, and softly speaks, "I want to kill all three of them. All three of them. I could just do it right here. Plenty of trees to bury them under. No one would ever know."
She's like, man, you need that acidic soap from the swamplands to clean that.
The good stuff.
And hearing Noel say that, he then goes, "Scratch that. 4."
Please say Ronnie said something. Come on.
Ronnie's too far ahead to hear any of
Ronnie's
this.
just shaking her head and like, poor boy. Come on, forget this. I want Gator. And just keeps yanking you towards.
Exfoliation is not enough.
I think that just broke our GM.
Never get through this one episode.
First of all, congratulations to Goat. I think he, for the first time in one episode, broke all of us.
We'll put a goat counter up for this every single time he breaks us.
Nope, that's too much editing.
We're putting up a goat counter.
Nope.
I am overstepping you.
Listen, if you want a goat counter, you can do a compilation and edit it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we're doing a Krillin counter. How many times he dies?
Mr. Linguini makes his own channel. He goes, "That's the goat."
That's the goat.
2022.
You know what? We're doing it.
This would be on the list, that's for sure.
And then he'll make the old striker list every 3 months.
I guess
It's called old striker.
Since you just name drop, I guess shout outs to Boto Linguini. How you doing, bud?
Striker's going to the future. Just want you everybody to know that. He will survive and go to the future.
Through a portal.
First, you have to survive. That's not a guarantee.
Hey, I survived all these. I don't know how old I am now. Wait, did I say I was? Why it says 40 on here? I'm not 40. What the hell?
Apparently, you're 40. Your ass is old.
How the hell did it go to 40? I don't remember putting 40.
You're an old ass man.
Being around Gadok prematurely aged you.
Probably. This whole thing, I've probably just been aging and nobody notices.
I mean, your hair's already silver, so nobody would be able to notice, except for, the wrinkles, maybe.
Yeah. Damn, how old did I say I
Which
was?
a beard that he now has.
I forgot how old I said I was before. How the hell I get to 40? You know what? We're just gonna keep myself at 40 somehow. I know I'm not 40, but we're just gonna leave it on here on my paper.
You guys run northward. Ronnie and Stryker and the rest of the gang are sort of following you at a... What?
His
33.
age is 33. I have his character sheet still. His
Thank
original
you.
character.
Thank you.
I was going to let him continue believing that he was 40 this whole time. Like,
I
why'd you have to
was.
spoil that, man? Why'd you have to spoil it?
Because I didn't want you to have but so much fun. Guys, Noel's the one who never put his age on his sheet. That one we can just mess around with all day. And
Oh wait, I think I do. One second.
He's ageless.
He's ageless.
I don't. One second. I was swear. I had
Noel is actually 170 years old. He's immortal. But he's not that bright, and so he only has memory for like the last 30 years.
No, my character sheet says I'm 42.
According to
You're
this
42,
character sheet, according to this original character sheet that you wrote on, you have no age written there. So now
my
we're
character sheet says
changing
42.
your age every episode now.
No, it says I'm 42. Yeah, I knew I was up there.
42.
Yeah, he's 42 today. Tomorrow
Yeah.
he's gonna be.
My digital version corroborates that.
Oh, okay. Oh, but you also have his information transferred slightly over from the episode 0, right?
Yes. Well, I assume that you guys. Well, actually, all right. It was a year. This takes place a year after that, or something like that. So, technically, he'd be 41.
Make Stryker 34 then.
Mm-hmm. 34 going on 40.
Sounds about right.
That was a good movie. Hey, what's a movie? Oh, I mean a stage play. What's a stage play? That thing in a brothel that women do.
Actually, it's more
where they act like
sophisticated
they
than that.
like you.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, we have an actual state. I mean, that's a brothel, but we actually, back at home, we have a,
Look at
Uh,
Noel all
a
proud about his venue.
a theater.
I can see him with a monocle on now and the top hat. A theater.
Like, that's where your wife works at, right? She works in the theater. Wait, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with lace front on.
Yep.
We have a poet named Tupac Shakurian. Very
And Sir Biggins. You heard about Sir Biggins?
Yeah, Sir Biggins.
Don't you guys get started.
Yeah.
We'll be at it for another half hour. Don't you guys get started.
They say he died, but he comes every once a year. Anyway,
Ronnie and Stryker, you guys are running forward, and quickly the dirt road turns into essentially a grassy field with wagon ruts. The road itself just sort of disappears, and all you've got left to know that it is still there is these wagon ruts in the grass, heading
That
northward.
reminds me of P Father. He was a good father. He had some good hits. The wagons on the road. Let me stop.
Country road, take me home.
And I go, Ronnie, we gotta slow down.
And as soon as you say that, Ronnie comes to like a hard stop.
Oh God. Oy.
Is this where the gators are?
We're getting close, but I can't breathe.
Oh, I thought I was going at a pretty brisk pace. And then she turns around and looks to see that everybody else is still walking. And she's like, oh, did I start sprinting again?
Yes. I'm surprised I kept up as much as I could, but one foot wasn't touching the ground. The other one kept doing it. I was like, "You're strong."
She
And then
just kind of looks around. Huh. I guess lugging Uncle Ark around all those years did kind of help.
Once we stop, can I do a perception check of the surroundings?
For reference,
Just see if
how-
everybody's around?
what's
Yeah.
Eric? What's Uncle Eric's size for reference?
I don't remember.
I know he's like a 4 foot something or other and like close to 300 pounds in armor.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's very short and round.
Yep.
With
But like muscular at the same time, like round and muscular.
yeah.
He's
Like
round muscular.
you've seen the guys who do those strongman competitions.
Oh, like that.
They're real big, barrel chested. They've got a gut to them, but it's mostly muscle. Yeah. Yeah, he looks kind of like that, but if you imagine that and then compress it down to like a 4'10" or 5'2" frame, somewhere in that area. I don't remember exactly what height I gave him.
I rolled a 9.
9.
When did he escape Ozamar?
I know it was like 4 foot something because we were sitting there doing cannonball throws and stuff. So
he was pretty short.
Doing cannonballs.
Stryker, looking around, you guys are probably 10-15 minutes walk north of the city now. Ronnie was really hauling you. And the forested glade has sort of given way to rolling grassy fields and hills. The rivulet is still surprisingly to your left, to the west. Apparently it forked off back there somewhere and followed this northern path. And you can see a little bump in the distance to the north, which might be another structure, maybe a farmhouse or something. It's hard to tell at this distance.
Okay.
You guys didn't hear that in the mic just now, did you?
No.
Okay.
All right,
so where we're at. So now I got to do an intelligence check to see if where we're close to going last time that I was here.
Okay. All right.
And while he's doing that, Ronnie's gonna roll for perception and just kind of take in the surroundings, listen for any strange noises in case there might be like some sort of animals or anything around.
All right.
That might be good for hunting.
11.
Stryker, now that you're out of the town, you can look around and see that, you vaguely remember this. As far as you can recall, when you were here last time, you were trudging around back and forth mostly to the east of here. You don't remember having been north in the swamp.
Okay.
And, go ahead.
Oh, so I was like, so if we go this way, we're going to go east. And that's where we last were. I know everybody's still trying to catch up, so I'm, of course, telling
Ronnie.
Yeah, so if we go this way, that's where we was at last time. If we go this way, if I'm make sure I'm looking up, doing stuff like, all right, if we go that way, yeah. If we go that way, that's north, that's towards the swamp where we might see a gator. Don't calm down before you go.
you just see her like
Maybe pussy. We will have a gator, but as I look around and said, oh, they still not near us yet? Look, I went east on purpose last time. We're going to keep trying to go east. We go that way. We don't want them to go that way.
And she just looks at you. Oh, I kind of figured that's what's going on.
Oh.
And but I really want to find a gator.
So, but then I was like, huh. Why did we always fight?
That's why you tell them be patient.
She looks at you. What do you mean? You don't know.
What is that?
What is that?
That's Noel watching his anime porn.
Oh no, you watch anime porn?
Hey,
are you on Tumblr?
Hey, are you going to share that on the screen for everybody else to see, mister? Are you going to share that with the class, sir?
You going to share that with the class, sir?
Do you have enough anime porn to go around for everyone, sir?
That's crude and degenerate. I wouldn't never do such a thing.
Yes. Could you imagine me being a teacher? Instead of it being gum, it's anime porn. Hey, Steven, are you watching anime porn in class? Yes, you are. Do you have anime porn to share with the rest of the class?
That's why I can't be a teacher.
I think you'll get in trouble for that, teacher.
You heard what I said, young man. Do you? All right, everybody. Lights out. Steven has anime porn to show with everyone. We're going to close the doors. You don't tell your parents. You don't tell the principal. All right, everybody. Take 5.
And then look, it'll be the worst teacher.
It's Angel Boy. It's Angel Boy Punish.
And then it comes.
The absolute worst high school teacher alive, sir.
Look, no. It comes on. You be like, damn, I seen this one before.
Oh yeah, I remember watching this when I was your age. Yeah, very good. Very. This is animation too.
That's called vintage.
Like these Marvel heroes are lame. Like this lady is comfortable with her sexuality. That's what he's
like. Your dad showed you this, didn't he? You know what? You're getting an A in my class, sir.
Yeah.
Was it 2035?
Your dad's good taste just got you an A in this high school class. Good job. Good job.
What is that, millennial?
You don't even have to do anything for the rest of the year. You can even skip my class every so often.
Right.
I'll let you. I'll let you.
I can't believe it.
I'll be fired so quick.
Right.
And I'll deserve it. And I'll sit there and die on that terrible,
Hill.
unmoral hell. Just, I know what I did. But they're 16. It was time. Just walk out. That's what health class is for. What's health class?
Oh crap! All right, so then
You guys are
Listen,
getting so far off the rails today.
I know. So like, all right, so look, I said we're just gonna keep heading north towards the swamp, and then when we're done, get a gator, continue east. Cool.
Cool.
Works for me.
All right. So then I go back to, so yeah, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, why we always fight? I don't know. I mean, and then I think about it, I was like, wait, it is always my fault. And I look at her and said, I'm sorry.
And she looks at you very calmly, places a hand on your shoulder, and she goes, "It's okay. I'll forgive you in time."
But
In time. Just enjoy the moment, lad.
okay.
And
so we get the
also,
best-
Ronnie rolled a 5 on that perception.
Ronnie doesn't notice anything beyond what I've already described of the area.
I'm like, as long as we
And
get
I
to keep
will,
messing with
and I
Gator,
will chuck that up to her having this conversation with Stryker.
I'm like, as long as we get to keep messing with Gaddock, I'm cool with it. Let's roll.
And she just gets this evil grin across her face. Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
So if I ain't have a girlfriend, hopefully she's still there when I get back. Yeah,
Oh, you mean the little lass that was in the medical tent?
yeah, unlike Noel's wife, that and I
Yeah,
go,
my wife's the same.
you're nowhere near us, and I go, and then I
And,
laugh like,
And Ronnie just kind of turns her head sideways. Wait, Noel is married.
exactly. And
What?
I say, let's go.
I mentioned it so many times in the series. How can you actually not know?
At this point, she just thinks you're joking. That's what you don't realize.
No, he actually has a
Why
wife.
would you?
So now that we've mentioned you a couple of times, Noel, you guys are about 10 minutes behind Ronnie and Stryker. You can still sort of see them in the distance there, that they've stopped and are apparently in some deep conversation. You're
It's
now...
like, you know what? It's like, I don't want to be around this thing, so I start running. I start running.
So Regios just looks at Caddock and then looks at Noel starting to run and then looks back at Caddock. Is it me or is it like everyone's running away from us?
Caddock kind of glances at you sideways and then glances down and then back up at your eyes. It's like,
I am not sure that they're running from us so much as running from you, my friend.
and he gives you a little pat on the shoulder and then starts jogging to catch up to Gaddock and the rest of the group.
And as he runs past him, Sir Regios waits until he gets close to Gaddock's shoulder, and then he just puts his head down, slowly grins, and just keeps walking.
Gaddock is apparently absorbed in her thoughts at the moment and doesn't seem to notice. Noel, you, after a minute or so, catch up to Ronnie and Stryker. The rest of the group is a minute or so behind you.
And I'm like, hey, what you guys rabble-rousing about?
I was like, oh, nothing. Yeah.
Ronnie just kind of looks at Noel, slightly puzzled, and then looks back at Stryker, and then looks at Noel again, and then back to Stryker and goes, "Are you sure that's not a joke you just told me? Because I
What
feel
joke?
like it's been a joke since day one when he said it."
You know what?
Hey, what are you talking about?
I thought it was a joke too until I actually seen it with my own two eyes.
You've met her.
Yeah, I met her one time. It was at a brothel.
Are you
You're
sure?
lying. You met my wife at my house. What the hell are you talking about?
Like, are you sure you didn't just pay someone to play the part?
That's what I thought too for a second, but he's always broke, so I was like, yeah, he ain't got the money for that.
I'm not always broke. I just have my money at home. Like what?
He's always broke.
You think we can just magically conjure our money with with a weird magic card and spend our money everywhere?
You don't know,
And she looks at him. Silly, cards are for playing, not for paying with money. What are you, silly?
Oh yeah,
Use
I
paper
don't know. I
pay
just have a
people.
wild imagination. It's just weird. It's like I had a dream where people will just they just like show their card and it pays like their money magically. I don't know what's going on.
Were you drunk when you had this fever dream of yours?
Maybe.
Makes sense.
I was like, no, for real, he really does have a wife. I did meet at the house. I mean, at first I was skeptical.
Wait, what are you? What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. So, like I was saying, right?
Come on. I can't believe Ronnie's not married. That's like a given, but I mean, come on, look at me.
Tell me we both are looking at him at the same time. Is it just back at each other?
Give him the face like.
Yeah, exactly.
Myself,
In awe.
Ronnie just kind of leans in the striker. Yeah. It's actually even harder to believe when you think about it, isn't it?
And then I'm like, all right, is everybody here yet? You know, we actually slow down for a second so we can, don't lose y'all because we're heading north. Did everybody catch up yet?
Ronnie just kind of looks over her shoulder. You've gone! We've lost your audio! Oh no!
Where's your mic?
That's my bad. I was typing something and muted myself, so you wouldn't hear my keyboard going clackety-clack. Yes.
At least you don't have a mechanical keyboard.
I love hearing the clickety clank of the keyboard keys as you go clickety clank for buttons you touch.
What did you type? 1011.
I'm not allowed to tell you.
I can know. That's something.
All right, that's enough.
What kind of
out of you.
African language is that?
No,
I was like,
it's
he's
just what he
possessed.
typed.
Kill him.
Yes, by this point, the rest of the gang has caught up to you.
So I'll go, all right, I know I usually joke around, but I am used to being in the woods a lot. Shut up, Sergio. Wait, who's Sergio?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Wait, you know what? I'm giving you a name because you call me fucking Jared.
Oh,
Sergio
pipe
sounds
down,
pretty
Jared.
cool. No, never mind. I'm taking that back. Sergio, Spaghettio.
Why do you hate the fact that I am named after a legendary dragon?
Cause no one never know my real name. I mean my name. And I go. So, like I was saying, right?
Jared, would you hurry up? Where are we going?
I go. All right. East is that way. North is that way. Hold on.
I'm assuming someone walked into the room.
Well, while he's puzzling out which way they want to go, Gadok slinks in behind him and has this kind of pouty expression on her face, crosses her arms under her breasts, and just sort of glares at the lot of you. And Gadok stands next to her, just sort of gently patting her shoulder, looking a little bit put upon, like, oh god, here we go again.
Ronnie's just gonna kind of lean over Striker's side and look at Gadok and give her a little wave and smile.
Gadok glares hatefully at you, Ronnie, and goes and spits on the ground at your feet.
And Ronnie blows her a kiss.
She rubs her nose, which is still, freshly broken from arguing with you the other day, so she doesn't do anything, but she still glares at you hatefully.
And the minute she does that, Ronnie shoots her a wink.
I don't even know what I missed, but
Ronnie and Gadok are fighting over you.
Well, So while you were talking about the route, Gadok walked over to your other side and was being all pouty like this and trying to stare at you. So Ronnie kind of did one of these and went.
Oh, so that means I wasn't paying her no mind. I'm just
No,
talking.
no, you're just talking,
Alright, so-
doing your thing.
Yeah, sorry, guys. You know, I'm also a single father. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows.
Yes. Tell the little one I said goodnight.
She already left. I told her I had to tie her hair up because she got her hair done. So I had to tie her.
Right. We discussed that yesterday.
Yep. So as I'm explaining it now, let me get back into it. Now I'm back. So I'll explain this. So we go here, we go midway, northeast. We be towards where we need to be, and towards the swamps where someone can have their what, Ronnie?
Gator! And as he's explaining this, you see Sir Reggio's trying to follow him, so he's doing the exact same hand movements that Stryker's doing. Can I actually roll to see how well he keeps up with that?
You better not. God,
Sure,
no.
sure, go for it.
Thank you.
I'm going to make this an intelligence check, I think. Trying to keep straight what Stryker's describing.
Okay. Oh, yes, it's a 5. I actually wanted it to be low because I want him to mess up poorly. So, and since his intelligence is -1, it means it's a 4, so we got what we wanted.
Yep. You try to follow along, and you're just like... You know the meme where like the math symbols appear around the person's head?
Right.
Like, yeah.
I'm like, it's about to be high noon, so if we continue this way for another, I'll say, few paces, we might be able to make it to at least a good camping spot before it gets too dark.
At that moment, Sir Reggio just goes, I suddenly wish I had a map. I feel like that would have been much easier to follow than what you just said.
East, north, northeast.
If only you guys had stopped in the town.
That's when he goes. And then when he says that, he goes, "Why didn't you just do that in the first place?"
Because other people here are smarter than you. And then I start walking.
Kadok just rolls his eyes and with his sister around his arm around his sister, he just starts following Stryker.
And he just looks up, rolls his eyes. Twincest, yuck.
I'll shoot back. I look back at Sir Reggie. I was like, keep on walking.
Kadok just sort of glances over his shoulder and winks at you, Sir Regios.
And immediately, Sir Regios just remembers the moment where he was in the shower scrubbing for dear life to the point where he was bleeding. And he just kind of starts dazing off, and he's just like, I wish I could go back to those days and pour myself in oil and set it on fire. It's truly the only way to be cleansed.
Don't fall behind. Let's go.
All right. Everybody roll 100 sides.
All right. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my mic went out mid thing, and that's why I was like,
I noticed that you acted as if you said something, but when you didn't try repeatedly, I thought maybe it was to somebody else.
Dang.
I've got...
That was bad.
Ooh, I got a 6. Nice.
So, even in this out here, I've got a 25 for Sir Regios, but I got a 64 for Ron.
I got really bad.
Which is unusual, because usually it's Sir Regios that's rolling like shit.
So, what you got, Stryker?
Oh, never mind. I did get... Ew. Wait, hold on. Is this one about... Oh, okay, nope, I did it. All right, so 95.
95. Oof.
Wow.
What did you get again, Noel?
6.
Between you and Sir Regios, you're technically the saviors here right now.
Yeah.
Ronnie's like middling, and he's pushing us over the edge, so at this point, I guess it comes to the twins rolls.
You guys walk on for a couple of hours. Sun moves past midday, and the farmhouse that you spied northward gets closer, larger. You can see now you're not walking past fields of grass anymore. It looks more like fields of some sort of grain, fairly young, short shoots. It's, relatively early in the growing season up here.
and the cold does not help with that. You guys keep following this wagon trail north and east, and keep approaching the farmhouse, and it's pretty clear now that the wagon track is leading to the farmhouse. And after another hour or so, you guys arrive pretty much at the perimeter, and it's, nothing too remarkable. Fairly small, single-story shack with a small barn adjacent to it, and there's some chickens in the front yard, wandering around, scratching at the ground, and you can see a plow hooked up, although there are no oxen or horses or anything like that anywhere to be seen. And look at that! On the porch of the house, a grizzled man and a woman are both standing there side by side, watching you with kind of a guarded expression.
I go, twins. You remember this place?
Gaddock is still kind of absorbed in herself. Gaddock glances up and kind of sneers a little bit, shakes his head.
No, I could have sworn we passed this when we first came this way.
Well,
But,
you may be right, but all of these slum farms look the same to me.
It's something about those old people that look so familiar. But,
Since we're on a farm and all, can Ronnie roll a perception and see if she notices anything that's familiar?
Sure.
Outside of, the oxen pull that clearly is being pulled by a burly man. Which definitely reminds her of home.
Actually, I gotta... intelligence? That'd be intelligence for me, right? If I know.
If you want to remember being here before?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least passing the place or something.
Yeah, that'd be an intelligence check.
Alright.
Ronnie, what'd you get?
I rolled a 6.
You don't notice anything that you would say was out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Nope, 3. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, would that have not have got a +2 off of my farm skill?
Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Really? Off of an 8?
Yep.
It's a farm.
It's a farm.
I wasn't looking for anything out of the ordinary. I was just looking at anything familiar.
Oh, well, if it's just familiarity, there's a barn, and chickens, and a chicken coop, and a plow, and an absence of animals to pull the plow, and, some sacks of what might be seed or grain or something. And
okay, that's new information. Thank you.
Well, feed for the chickens.
I go, I swear I feel like I've been to this place before, but, you're right. They got out, they all start looking alike when you pass them. It's like, let's keep going.
As you guys are standing there, the woman kind of looks nervously at her husband. And
Guys, we need to keep going. Guys. Why we just... Guys? No? Okay.
Sir Regios is ignoring all this. He's just walking.
the man and woman are looking at each other, looking at you guys.
And Ronnie just looks at the oxen pull, looks at the seed and stuff. She's like, just reminds me of home so much. And then she starts walking off.
And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful farm. And I keep going.
And they exchange some more furtive looks again, and the woman leans over and whispers something hurriedly in her husband's ear. And he kind of blanches at the suggestion, but eyes you for a few more moments, and then starts after you down the steps. Oh, hold on a second. Please, I want to ask you something. Hold on. And I think, Stryker, you and Noel were the last ones to continue walking, so you guys are the closest to him.
All right, guys, hold up.
He stops a good, 5-6 yards away from you guys, not wanting to get terribly close, and is kind of eyeing you a little bit anxiously.
So I go, how may we help you?
You're new in town?
Yeah, you can say that.
You're going north into the swamp?
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody wants a gator.
And as he's saying that, Ronnie is approaching back. Hey guys, what's the holdup?
And the farmer shies away a little bit at the sight of Ronnie and that giant battle axe that's hanging off of her back.
And she
Don't worry, she's harmless. She's looking for her husband. She's not gonna do anything.
she immediately looks at Noah when he sees that. He rolls her eyes and then looks back to the farmer and his wife and looks and goes, I'm assuming you pour that oxen by hand, right?
Well, we didn't used to. It's been hard times. Listen, I hate to impose like this, but if you're going into the swamp, could you maybe keep an eye out for a young boy, about yay high, brown hair?
Can you tell us what happened?
He's my boy. One evening, he went out to feed the horses, and then didn't come back into the house after. I went out searching for him, and I couldn't find him anywhere. And then a few nights later, the horses ran off or carried off or something, I'm not sure, and I couldn't find them either. I don't know what to do. I've been searching miles all around the house, but I ain't found nothing.
Ronnie,
How long ago did this happen?
My boy disappeared almost 2 weeks ago. I'm really worried about him.
Oh,
Ronnie's facial expression, just see the color kind of drain from her face.
I asked the mayor if they could do anything to help. They sent out a search party to the east, and they didn't find anything either. I don't know what else to do.
And Ronnie walks up to the old man. She gently places her hand on his shoulder. If we find anything at all, or if we even run into him, we'll make sure that we get him back safe for you. But I can't make you any promises after 2 weeks.
I understand. Thank you. I appreciate anything you can do. There'll be a bottle of my best sweet water in it if you find him, all right? And send him home.
She kneels down to get about eye level with this guy.
He's taller than you are.
Well, then she just looks him dead in his eyes like, for something like this, there's no need for payment.
wait, hey! I mean, we'll do it for free, but hey, no payment. I mean, they want to
She
really pay us for
immediately shoots Noel a death glare.
All right, fine.
I'm like, she has a big heart. Yeah, and I say that just
I mean, I would
gotta get a
have
reaction
done
out
it for
of that,
free
you know.
anyway. Just like if they want to pay us something, you know what I'm saying?
He looks you over and he kind of raises a weathered hand. I understand your friends. Believe me, what I'm asking certainly would be deserving of a reward, and I'll give you something if you can find him.
No reward necessary.
How about a
No,
hot warm meal?
No
I said a warm meal.
reward necessary.
A warm meal.
If you can return my boy to me, a warm meal will be the least that I can do for
Oh,
you.
see, there you go, and I shake hands with him.
Just be careful going up into
Can I
the
slap
marsh. He shakes your hand, Noel, and he clasps it a little bit vigorously. You can tell that he's like putting a lot of his hopes in you guys. Just be careful if you're going north into the swamp. You know the Devourer lives up there. You don't want to come
Devourer?
across it.
What's the Devourer?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm sorry, you're new to town. The Devourer is some kind of a beast that lives up in the swamp, across the river. Normally don't come down this far south, but folks have seen it, signs of it to the north. It drags off livestock or horses or maybe even people that get too close to its lair. I'm a little bit worried that my son might have run afoul of it, but like I said, it ain't never come down this far south before. Most folk just stay out of the swamp and it leaves us alone.
Or don't worry, we'll find your son.
Realizing that they still haven't walked away from the couple, Sir Regios approaches to see what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, listen, I really appreciate anything that you can do to find him, and I wish you the very best of luck, and stay safe up there in the north.
Thank you for your prayers and wishes, but don't worry. If we find him, we'll bring him home safe. And just at that moment, Sir Regios, what are you three doing?
None of your business. Let's go.
And immediately, Sir Regios puts his hand on Stryker's chest to stop him from walking by him.
And I pulled the craziest move. I was like, "Don't touch me. you don't touch Jared."
And the farmer kind of steps back a little bit.
For some reason, that gets a smirk out of Sir Regios.
I said, "I know it would." That's what I thought.
All right, Jared. Care to explain?
We can walk and talk. Let's go.
Very well. After you.
I'm already gone. Wait, you catch up. I'm already a few pages ahead of him.
Sir Regios just walks.
And Kadok and Gadok stopped a few yards further to the north. They did not come back to see what was going on. They just sort of stopped and were watching y'all.
After we get a few paces away from the old guy, I'm pretty sure he turns around by now and walks back.
He actually stays where he is and keeps watching you guys as you're walking away.
Just need to be ear distance away from him. That's how I'm going to keep walking. So we walk and walk.
Walk for a minute or two and figure you're far enough away to be out of earshot.
Yeah, so we might have a little situation.
What's wrong?
Pretty sure. All right, phone, be quiet. It's bedtime. So pretty sure. So, Ronnie, yeah, I'll tell him. So there's apparently a beast monster type of thing in the swamps.
Because something like that, I feel like either Sir Regios or Ronnie could have possibly heard in their travels, and maybe even Stryker too. I don't know if you're gonna want to or not, Stryker, but do you want to roll also for like intelligence to see?
Oh hell yeah, I am, because I'm
hearing anything about it.
I am. I'm definitely doing intelligence right now.
Yeah. So.
Ooh. I don't know nothing.
Okay, rolling for Ronnie.
Yeah. Critical.
Ronnie rolls a 9. And
I did kind of roll it kind of awkward, so.
Sir Regios rolls a 7.
What are you rolling for?
To see if you know anything about this devourer, if you've heard anything in passing from travels and such.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. None of you have heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go. So yeah. So this thing.
If you're saying something good, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I accidentally pushed my mute button. So basically, it's super local. No one outside the area knows about it, right?
Seems
Not
that
even
way.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm explaining this to him. So yeah, apparently there's a devourer up in the swamps. Might have took this old man's kid. He wants to know if we can find him. If this thing, the way he was telling it, the kid might be gone. But if we do find something, we'll at least have to let him know. But this, hold on, before you even speak, this fool right here. You see this fool right here? I'm pointing to no. This old man has nothing, but he wants a meal. I'm finding something about this kid. We're trying to tell him, no, we don't need nothing. It don't look like he got nothing anyway, because the blockade ain't really give us nothing up here. This man, inconsiderate.
Sir Regios takes a moment and thinks about it. First of all, this devourer thing sounds like a problem we should probably turn back. Although, let's keep this information to ourselves. It could come in handy. Secondly, and he turns and looks at Noel. On the one hand, Stryker is right. However, on the second hand, I respect your grind. And he puts a hand out the door and shakes his hand. Yes.
And I go,
If we can at least get a free meal out of something, why not? We might need our strength for tomorrow.
yeah,
It's like I'm asking. I'm like, I'm not trying to bankrupt
And I'm
them
like,
or anything.
you know, all it's going to be is gluten-free stuff, right?
And
I don't-
he immediately stops
it's like, what's
shaking
that?
Noel's hand and turns and looks at Stryker. What's gluten and what does gluten-free mean?
I don't know what it means either.
I go, look, I was like, oh, right. Y'all don't know about this stuff. So you see those wheat fields that was out there? You see how low they were? Yeah, that means they haven't grown here in like for a long time. That means whatever we get is going to be bland, tasteful, and nothing.
And you're like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, there's these weirdos who think they're allergic to wheat. Like, what? Yeah.
So Regios just kind of looks around and goes, I don't have time to decipher this.
Kadok just kind of raises an eyebrow at all of you. Like, why did you waste time with that farmer?
And
I go,
Sir Regios approaches and goes, well, apparently the farmer's son is lost somewhere in the swamp and would like to give us a free meal if we find the boy. Question, did he at least give you all a description of the boy?
yeah, he's about yay high, brown hair.
Did you get a name for the child? And immediately Ronnie blinks and looks around and goes, actually, you know what? He never said.
You're right, he did.
We should probably go back and ask for that. Sir Regios immediately shakes his head, just goes,
All right, Ronnie, you want to run? Because you're faster than all of us right now.
yeah, I can do it. And she just speeds off back towards the farmer, and Sir Regios is just like, all three of you, and none of you thought of this. Idiots.
Well, we're a little busy.
I mean, Ronnie was right there too, so...
I mean, he called all three of them idiots. So.
Yeah.
I heard that.
So Ronnie's running back to ask the farmer for the kid's name?
Yes.
Ronnie, you dash back. It's only, a few dozen yards back to the farmhouse. The farmer is still standing there watching you guys. He takes a few kind of cautious steps back when you approach.
And she goes, oh, almost forgot. What's your son's name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking properly. His name's Franz. Franz.
Got it. Don't worry. If we can find him, we'll bring Franz home.
Oh, thank you. Remember, a meal and a jug of my best sweet waters in it for you, if you can.
You've got it. And she reaches out to shake his hand.
He clasps your hand. Again, you can feel like he's putting all of his hopes into you guys.
And she just clasps back and just says, don't worry. We'll do what we can. And then as soon as he lets go, she turns and bolts back.
Mm-hmm. And Kadok, watching all this, just rolls his eyes and mutters, "We're wasting valuable time."
And Sir Regios looks at him and like, on that, we both agree. But if there's a chance we can at least get a free meal out of it, why not? Besides, there's no telling if we'll actually be able to catch dinner at this rate.
Certainly not if we keep standing around running our mouths.
Like, oh, don't worry, we will catch dinner.
And as Ronnie catches up, she kind of runs up to Stryker, runs up to Noel, grabs them both by their hands, and goes, "What are we waiting on?" And just starts running off forward.
You see him horizon like really, like it's like a curve. You see him disappear.
You and me and you.
Oh man, they don't make jingles like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
Well,
I guess
Kadok
we're
and Gadok are gonna run after you.
Sir Regios sees everybody running. He just, for the love of Pete, since when are we running a marathon? And instead of running like everybody else, he just decides to walk at a brisk pace just because he knows that Gaddock and Caddock don't have the best cardio, so he's just gonna end up passing them.
Okay then.
So I'm guessing we're just.
Mm-hmm. And y'all are still heading north and east, I assume?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
To the edge of the swamp and to the edge of where we was looking at before.
Alright.
To the edge of infinity.
Ronnie, Stryker, and Noel, all of yous roll for endurance, or Constitution, rather.
Which one? 12?
12 side for Constitution.
What is Ronnie's con again?
Plus 2.
Plus 2.
My constitution.
I got a 10.
plus 4. Nice.
Ronnie has an 8 all around.
8 all around.
9 all around.
9 all around. Ronnie's the first one to tuck her out.
Well, she's been doing all this running. So.
Yep. After a good, 10 or so minutes, Ronnie starts to flag and y'all slow down to a brisk walk.
Wow.
I said, look, guys, the old gang is back together. We left them back there.
She goes, whew, wow. I guess it's been a while. I used to be able to run for longer than this.
Hey man, strength training doesn't translate to cardio. You gotta jog every once in a while. I started giving her fitness tips.
She goes, you remember that oxen pull we saw on the farm? We had back one of those back in the village. Everyone had to pull it. We didn't have oxen. I used to run while plowing the fields all day.
Oh wow, you're really out of shape then. Yikes.
A little bit. And she just starts stretching.
After a moment, you hear some huffing and puffing and notice that Caddock and Gaddock have pulled up behind you, not too far behind, although they both look to be out of breath. Seregios is nowhere to be seen. He's like somewhere way, way behind.
I go like, why did y'all run?
Because we didn't want to be stuck with that stick in the mud, Seregios.
I mean, but y'all stuck something in him.
And
Pause.
To that comment, Ronnie just looks at Stryker and then looks back at them and then looks up in the air and then just goes.
He's not as much a stick in the mud when he's drunk.
That is true. I can actually stand him a lot more when he's drunk. That says a lot. Because most people can't stand me. So that says really a lot.
Can I roll a 12 side to see if Seregios pops from the side of Gaddock and spooks both of them?
I'm going to make you do it as a 100 side instead.
100?
Mm-hmm. 100.
I have a 46.
Yeah, that's not good enough, sir.
Really?
You're still far back.
A little dust cloud appears in the distance to the south, and suddenly you can resolve this speck that is Seregios fast walking towards you guys, kicking up a little bit of dust behind him as he goes.
Oh, look, he's walking like a mom right now.
And you just see Ronnie's head tilt to the side, and she goes, he walks like one of the maidens from back in the village, kicking up the same amount of dust and all. That's actually incredible.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
It's impressive is what it is. Those women were strong. They used to take down entire armies on their own.
Oh, he's not that good.
And then she looks at Caddock and goes, don't I remember watching you limp out of the same alley that you fought Stryker and him in?
Oh, don't remind me, but that was my own fault for going easy on him. I don't like killing my associates. I get in trouble with Tiamat.
Then why did you try?
I wanted him to back off so I could claim the bounty on Stryker. But I wasn't willing to kill him over it, or I would have been in worse straits with Tiamat. It's complicated. A country bumpkin like you wouldn't understand.
And then you just see me smile like,
She looks at Stryker and looks at Caddock, and back to Stryker, and then back to Sir Regios, and then back to Caddock, and just goes, first of all, I'm a mercenary. I think I understand a little better than you think. Secondly, I could see a reason for that. However, why even take the risk of getting him to swing to back off if that's all you wanted to do is for him to back off? Surely you could have just struck a deal with the man. I think he's reasonable enough that he might accept it.
Not reasonable enough for that one. Not when there's a contract in his hands. Seregios is nothing if not single-minded and stubborn as a mule.
Do you see me over there like...
Definitely that.
And she looks back at Stryker. But didn't he have a contract to kill you at first?
Exactly.
But didn't he then take a different contract because somebody offered him the right price for it?
No, because he lost the original contract by giving it to Riku, and then he couldn't do nothing after that. So he had to take a different contract.
Wow.
He's also not the brightest.
Give me one moment. I'm gonna roll real quick to check something because he just mentioned Riku.
Oh, here we go again. Angry, sad Ronnie.
Yeah, because I rolled an 87. So yeah, that's exactly what you just got. And you just see Ronnie just become immediately depressed.
Here we go again.
Kind of slumps up against a tree.
There aren't any trees to slump up against. We'll say she slumps up against Stryker.
That'll work.
You know what? Yeah, she just walks up to Stryker and just head right in chest.
And I go, I'm sorry I mentioned that. We're going to get her back.
God, I hope she's alive.
You won't get her back if we don't finish this mission. Tiamat agreed to help you with that, but only if you're successful for him.
I said, oh, then while she stood there, I was like, it'll be okay. And I go, like I'm about to kiss her head, and see him get up. It makes a little move. Just go, it'll be okay.
Gaddock watches you do that, and there's a hint of anger behind her eyes, but also she sticks her lip out a little bit poutily, like, why won't he do that to me?
Yeah, it's okay.
At that same moment, Sir Regios finally makes it up and just looks at everyone. Why are we standing still? You weren't waiting on me, were you? You could have just kept going.
Nobody waiting on your slow ass.
And what's wrong with her?
Gaddock rolls his eyes.
And I go, it's what you did. And then I just go, let's go. and I take Ronnie with me and I start walking.
And Ronnie just follows without really even thinking about it. She's just kind of looking at the ground, kind of kicking a rock along as she's walking.
And I go, Gator.
11. She actually perks up from that.
Oh yeah.
Gator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gator. And she pulls her axe. Gator! And starts running off again.
And Gaddock rolls his eyes at, all right, I'm not running again. She can plow into the marsh for all I care.
Right. Why do you think I did it? Shoot, she needs to clear some of this shrubbery out the way for us.
Now that you mention it, the foliage is starting to get thicker, and the ground a little bit more damp.
I know where we're at.
And Ronnie's just swinging away as she's just screaming, Gator!
And I'm getting my sword. I take my swords. I was like, just in case. So I'm trying to come out of nowhere because she's just randomly swinging everything around.
Everybody roll 100 sides.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Yay.
Where you at? There you go. Hundo.
So we got a 16 for Ronnie,
36.
A 55 for Sir Regios. Look at that. We got a reverse roll this time.
Let's see how we doing this. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. And I got a 10.
Oh, nice.
Everybody rolled reasonably well.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, Eric. Pat yourselves on the back.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Tommaso Ciampa, you know what I'm saying?
And no, we did not do that on purpose on time. We just know how many times he does it.
It's like one of the best parts of his heel gimmick.
They're gonna ruin him. They're gonna ruin.
They already have.
I didn't even. Did I watch SmackDown? I think I did.
They already have, Jason.
You guys sally forth into the ever-thickening underbrush, but no Striker and nothing leaps out at you, although you do hear some surprised chitters from some small animals scurrying through the brush as you guys make your way through. Your pace slows noticeably as the brush gets thicker.
Do I see the critter out of the corner of my eye so I can throw one of my knives and see if I hit it?
You can try. Give me a 12 for Dex, we'll call it.
So Leo, just in case we don't get close to a gator yet, you gotta add something.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna have Ronnie roll for perception to see if she sees like any signs that might point to the kid friends, and also have Sir Regios kind of walk up to the twins and go, see if you can spot anything that appears to be close to like the boys' tracks.
Okay. Roll for Ronnie. Mr. Ross, give me a 20 side then. That was good enough. You hear one of these animals squeak, you turn and you see it starting to scurry away out of the brush. Roll a 20 side to see if you can nail that sucker before it gets away.
Would that be... Would I consider attack?
Yeah, that's an attack roll.
Alright, so...
That's your plus 5.
So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 altogether.
14. Yeah, you whip out one of your knives and you hear a loud squeak and a bit of thrashing and then silence. And walk over to the tall grass and brush and rummage around a little bit. And you pull out a rather disgustingly large rat with a knife in its ass.
I was like, hey, just in case. And I put it in my little sack that I got. Put in a little sack. And I was like, hey.
And Ronnie rolled a 10 on her roll.
Okay. Ronnie is still kind of in her gator frenzy, hacking and slashing away at the foliage with her axe. You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary while you're doing that. Kadak and kind of rolls his eyes at Seregios' request to look for tracks and broadly gestures around at the tall grass and shrubbery, which looks pristine as if, humans have never disturbed it before. And it's like, what am I supposed to be looking for? What tracks am I supposed to see?
And he just looks at him, just keep an eye out. Besides, it's a free meal. Do you want to eat rat tonight?
You're assuming we didn't bring our own provisions from the ship.
Did you?
I'm not going to share with you.
Well then, it appears I should go hunting myself.
So then I go, all right, cool. At least, hey, you never know. Like I said, I put the rat in there. And I go, all right. I want to see if I can find a tall tree.
I'm just curious. No, what are you doing during all this?
Just enjoying it. I'm just like...
He's like,
You know what?
Oh, idiots.
No, while they're hacking and slashing away at the foliage and you're just kind of marching along, you suddenly become acutely aware of how many bugs there are in this swamp. They seem to have descended in a cloud around you. Just no-see-ums and mosquitoes a billion, just all around your head.
Should I roll for more perception?
Do you want to? What do you want to look for?
I just want to see why there's so many bugs. I'm like, what is this? This is a little suspicious. This is unusual amount.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a 5. I didn't get much.
You look around and you're swatting the bugs out of your face, and You don't see anything that looks particularly out of place, except for the fact that, like, Ronnie is hacking and slashing the foliage ahead of you guys and probably disturbing the hell out of a lot of these bugs. Although why they're coming after you and not her, you're not sure.
It's like, do I have an order? Since I smell my arm.
Like,
Sir Regius is gonna roll to see if he can figure out what's going on with Noel and these insects.
All right, fine, roll for it.
when's the last time you washed up?
10.
10. Zeregios, you kind of stare in amazement as you watch the insect swarm, emerge from the foliage that Ronnie's hacking, mill about angrily above her, and then zoom straight to Noel and just add to the cloud that's swirling around him. And you watch, kind of mystified, but you don't see any obvious reason why they would pick him to swarm around.
And I go, I know why. Hey, why? Your armor is reflecting light.
That is true. His armor is shiny, and it is definitely reflecting the evening sun. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Mhm.
You mean evening moonlight? You mean? You
But
said
it's not
Oh,
like
sunset.
dark yet.
Oh, sunset. Oh,
Not sunset
You
yet.
get a nice little shine.
okay.
Just not like real bright, but it's still bright enough to attract bugs.
Right, gotcha.
And Sir Regios immediately looks at the shine and then looks at the fact that he's wearing a cloak and is like, thank goodness I'm wearing this over my breastplate.
And I go, you know what? Thank you. As I put on the Lord and I start walking. So, like I said, but I'm gonna go like, all right, we're getting probably deeper into the swamp a little bit. And I'm like, all right, we need to find a good spot. So I'm gonna look for a tall tree.
And just as you say that, Ronnie kind of stops swinging her axe around and just kind of looks around. What are we doing now?
I was like, I'm gonna look for a decent spot. So I'm gonna climb this tree.
There aren't any trees in your immediate vicinity, sir. It's
Oh,
just
come on.
tall grass and shrubbery, which is getting more and more dense as you guys
we
go northward.
we just went through this with the whole Ronnie getting depressed thing. Come on now.
Yeah, this is
Keep up.
flat, marshy land. You do see some trees in the distance to the north. They're not real tall. They're like those scraggly things that twist and turn
one
every
of
which
those.
way. But there are some up ahead.
I can like climb those. I'll break it as soon as I try. You know what? So I'm gonna have to just do a regular perception check around to search the area, see if there's a good spot to set up camp where we're covered, but we're not like so covered that we can't see anything.
So, Ronnie looks like, so we're making camp?
I'd rather start making camp now before we get too deep in and it'll be dark and we don't know where the hell we're going.
Yeah, I support this decision.
And it's going to take a while to set up camp.
So,
All right, roll for it.
All right, rolling for perception.
Anybody want to join him on that?
Ronnie's gonna join.
Yeah, I'll join him on that. For 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey,
Ronnie.
Oh boy, I got a 2.
Five.
I got 2.
hey, we all got low.
Am I the highest roll? That's all I
Yeah.
need to know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a 3.
You all look around, and all that you can see is wide open expanse of plain with tall grass and heavy shrubbery, and like I said earlier, those scraggly trees dotted around here and there to the north.
I'll go. Let's keep heading towards the trees. We definitely can't do nothing here.
How far north are we talking?
Not too far, half a mile.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
So
So I was
Regios
like,
just kind of looks towards the north and looks back at Stryker, Nolan, Ronnie, just kind of looking around and just goes, why did we stop?
we're trying to make sure which way we go. We either keep going this way or we go this way.
And he looks over at Kadok and just goes, would you like to make the gesture?
And he just rolls his eyes and keeps moving forward.
Thank you. And he just walks along with him.
I was
Ronnie,
like-
you're in the lead? Back in the shrubbery?
I was until I stopped to help look for stuff. So.
Who's in the lead now?
Hey,
I guess
Kadok.
since I was gonna say, I guess that would be Kadok and Sergio since they just walked past everybody.
Yeah, and I'm like, this still. I'm like, ugh.
Sergius, roll 12 side for perception.
Rolling. Oof, that is a 3.
Dang, all those good rolls early.
Sergius, you are picking your way through the tall grass and the shrubbery, and suddenly you step out into empty space and plunge headfirst down a small embankment and land in a small rivulet with a splash. Kadok stands at the edge of this bank, leans down looking at you.
Bit early for a bath, isn't it? Although I understand you might want to freshen up before we have some fun this evening.
All you get is a groan.
And I'm walking behind like, that gives me an idea. Hey, no. Go jump in there.
I ain't jumping in there.
Oh, okay, cool. Keep having the bugs eat you up.
I'd rather. What if there's a creature in there? I'm not dying for you.
Oh, okay.
That brings
You
to
get it.
mind piranhas.
Like, you get a disease from these bugs.
Well,
You heard of the plague?
I take my chance.
So Reggio's just kind of looking around to see if there's a way he can just climb back up at this point.
on the
I'll
opposite
try to
bank, it's not too steep. You should be able to get up the opposite
Okay.
side.
I'll go over there and
So
try to help him up.
He's just gonna go to the opposite bank, climb up, and
Y'all
Give me
are gonna have to roll for dex to see if you can descend the riverbank without falling in face first like Sergio's did.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
God. All right.
Oh, I got an 8. Ooh, I got an 8.
I got a 5. That's 8 altogether.
Striker, you start down and hit a patch of mud and slide pretty much the rest of the way, but manage to stay on your feet. Kadok and Gadok descend almost gracefully, cat-like, and don't seem to have any trouble whatsoever. And Noel, you also are able to descend fairly gracefully without slipping or sliding down the path.
he's using a shield and his spear to kind of.
Yeah, the spear definitely helps. The spear
I
definitely
got my
helps.
sword in my hand, so I'm just going. Like that.
And Kadok and Gadok promptly cross the little stream and are up on the other bank before you even manage to right yourself and lumber out of the water, Seregios.
And he just looks up at the two of them, and then looks back at the other shore bank, and then looks up at the two of them again, and looks back at the other shore bank, and just looks down in the water and goes, "God damn it! Just get me out."
They'll each grab one of your hands and haul you out of the water, Seregios.
Do I want to do this cliche? Do I want to do this cliche?
Make your
I'm
decision fast.
Yes. Roll to see if I keep my footing, and if I don't, I want to pull them in with me.
All right. Roll for yourself. That's you. Roll a 12 side on Dex.
All right. So, God dang it! It's a 9.
Yeah, you keep your
The
footing.
one time I wanted to fail. Needed to fail for this joke to work.
They pull you out, and then Kadok reaches for your hand, Noel, and Gadok reaches for yours, Striker.
I go, let him go.
Gadok looks
I go like
terribly
this with my hand.
crestfallen.
Let go, and I grab the back of his his armor instead.
I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting nobody to grab my hand. I'm sorry.
Gadok looks, thoroughly dejected and turns and stomps up into the
I'm sorry.
the foliage on the bank.
I never wrote for Ronnie to cross this thing. Did
No,
I?
you haven't rolled for Ronnie.
Okay.
I just sitting up there looking at us. Like, what the hell are they doing?
Well, at least it's 2 9s in a row.
Yeah, she manages to get down the bank without any difficulty and make her way across the stream to the other side.
And then Ronnie grabs my hand, and I go, "Oh, thank you."
Are you gonna do it? You gonna do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she pulls Stryker up, she pulls him up almost into like a hug position.
But the effect
And then
is
goes-
lost. Gaddock is nowhere to be seen.
Like, dang it, she left. That would have been
and,
great.
and Ronnie just looks at you. Hey, it's okay. You got the effect we wanted.
But they don't realize the end of this whole series that Rodney is Striker. Yeah. Finds out his girlfriend cheated on him. He's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that'll be a dark day if Ronnie and Stryker get together at the end of all this.
It'd be like, and she cheated with Noah's wife.
Oh my god, what?
You said what? You said what, Striker?
Yeah, apparently the two of them decided to have what was called a mandingo party.
Oh, what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
First, it was like
What?
something
What
casual.
did you say about dingoes? I think dingoes are cute.
Caddock eyes the both of you, rolls his eyes again, and continues making his way through the foliage.
And I go, no, Sir Regios. I mean, my girlfriend and his wife were.
Sergio sees this and he just rolls his eyes and goes, I don't have time for this. I'm freaking soaking wet right now.
You're talking about their.
Sun's going down. It's about to get colder. Probably gonna get cold.
Are you saying they were
He just starts
dancing?
stomping off the water and stuff just flopping off his body.
And I'm like, it's still better being wet than those that wet the other two nights.
Shut the hell up! Ronnie just kind of raises an eyebrow to that statement. She just.
I was like, and I love like, did I make you laugh? I feel like I just made you laugh.
She just goes, no, I'm fine.
I said, you know, this is the most fun I ever had with us three being here. You know what? If I die today, which I'm not, if I die today, at least I know I made you laugh.
Not yet. You were close there. You were close, but not yet. And also, the day's not over. And then she starts walking.
I'm like, what about the bathhouse?
And then she stops and just immediately remembers back to the bathhouse and Sir Regios just scrubbing himself raw. And that makes her laugh.
And I go,
full on cackle. Just dying.
And I go, my job here is done. And then I go foraging and see if I can find this gator for Rodney.
You gonna go foraging for a gator?
Foraging for a gator. Why? I tell Regios, like, hey, try to find us a good camping spot. We're gonna try to go get food because I already know.
Regios has stomped off into the brush, flinging water everywhere, angry. So I don't know if he's gonna listen to you.
Find us a camp spot. Okay, cool. All right.
I guess I'll roll to see if I hear that or if I even can.
Yeah, if you hear or care.
Well, according to this one, I don't do either.
You don't hear nothing.
He's sitting. He's probably got so much water in there as he's stomping off. He's just like.
And who's next? Is Caddock next to me? Or you can say Caddock. No, Caddock is next to me, right?
Caddock
they
has
both
gone into the
ahead of
brush.
everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. Well, I go. No, I guess it's up to you to go find us a cat spot. Ronnie, you want to go with him? I'll go see if I can at least find a spot where gators might be. Also, while looking to see if I see any remnants of. What was the kid's name again? You never said.
Franz.
France.
Franz?
France or France?
Franz.
France?
I think it's German or some fantasy version of it.
And I'm just saying they go France. France. See, that name is even better than Jared.
I think that's the word for surrender. His name's Franz.
No.
And then Ronnie looks at Noah and goes, I'm not 100% sure, but you might be right about that. And then he looks at Stryker and goes, but you named a horse Jared?
It was the name of the guy that I bought it off, and he responded to Jared. I wanted to call him Buttercup 3, but I couldn't call him Buttercup 3.
You named him
Wait.
after the famous jeweler? Oh.
Wait, why would you want to name a horse Buttercup?
Because he was nice and golden brown, almost like a little tan color.
Ronnie just walks off.
But I'm like, look, at least surrender. Oh wait, that's Sir Regios. I mean, and I go, remember he surrendered that night.
And you almost see Ronnie start laughing again. You can see her just like barely holding on. Just
I'm gonna break her so bad one day.
Right.
in what way?
And then I go away, and I think about it for a second. I say, wait, no, not like that. Not like that. I was like, but you know. And I was like, no. Let me go home. I was like, let me go kill something. Let me get this out of my head. So I go searching. And I'm watching her walk away. I'm like, nah. Let me go find. Let me go find something.
So, Noel, roll a 12 side to see if you can find a good campsite, and Stryker, roll a 12 side to see if you can find a place where there might be gators.
Come on. I rolled a 3. I had some terrible rolls, man.
And I'm gonna roll for Ronnie to kind of see if she sees anything that might be either gator or otherwise beastly, or maybe even human that's not us currently.
Okay, all right.
Let's go. I rolled a 5.
5. Noel, you
Net. Get
on with it.
Natty 12.
Are you done?
I'm sorry, it's the only one of the game so far, and we're already like.
You got me.
Really? It was only 12?
There
Oh, yeah,
it
you're
is.
right.
Only
It was
12.
only 12. Yeah, you're right.
That's all.
It was only 12.
I had a dirty 12, but I never had a natty 12.
Noel, you walk further north, following after Seregius and the twins, and looking around, you still don't see anything that looks like it could be suitable campground. Although you also notice that the ground is significantly muddier and mushier this side of the little stream, so it's going to be even harder probably to find good dry campground.
So I don't sink into the mud. I use my spear, kind of poke at the ground while I'm walking.
Yeah, it's not quite like mushy enough yet that you would sink, but it's not great
Better safe
stuff
than
to lie
sorry.
on. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I already know why I got a 5. God dang it.
Stryker,
Ronnie just distracted me.
You're rummaging around. You start heading a little bit more east than north, away from the party, looking for a place that gators might inhabit. And you walk around for a couple minutes. It occurs to you that you actually have no idea what a gator would consider to be a good home. And you're just kind of wandering around hoping you might stumble upon one. And you haven't yet. Ronnie, you're walking northward, following after Seregius and the rest of the group, and after a couple of minutes, you pause and look around, and don't see really anything in particular that looks like a good campsite, or anything that looks like a large lizard that could be a gator, or even a place that such a creature might want to live. You do notice probably a good half hour's walk to the north and a little bit to the east, one of those big, gnarly, twisting trees. One of the limbs looks like it's been broken off at a weird angle and is hanging down on the ground. It's hard to tell from this distance, though, why that might be. But it's the only thing that you can see that really looks out of place.
I start walking back towards them. Just I don't get lost.
And Ronnie's gonna actually examine that tree and the area around it.
Well, if you want to examine the tree, you're going to have to get closer to it. You're going to walk that way towards that tree?
Yes, I am.
All right. Stryker, you're rejoining the group. Noel, what are you up to?
Yep.
You're going to keep following Seregius? You're going to follow Ronnie?
I'm gonna follow Sir Helios.
Okay.
Sir
Helios.
So that's even a better name than Jared.
It's Jared.
Sir
Yes,
Helios.
yes, Jared. Calm down.
Roll me
down.
a 12 side for perception.
For whom?
Seregios. Sir Helios.
I just need to make sure I had the right dice in my hand. That is a 5.
A 5.
And he's still just kind of walking around trying to wring all the water out of his cloak at this point.
Yep.
He's
Walking
he
forward.
literally just.
Yep, bringing it out, and all of a sudden you step into empty space. It's another riverbank, or stream bank. Not as big as the last one, but you still fall forward and land flat on your face in this shallow stream, which is like 3 or 4 inches deep of water.
And as he just slowly raises from out of the water, he just goes, "What did I do to deserve this kind of day?" Jerry. He just tries to climb his way back up and just starts, and instead of walking to catch up to the twins, he stops and he just starts shaking out his outfit again. He just starts wringing out his cape. He basically takes it off and just starts.
Sorry, man. The dice are not in your favor today.
Yeah, Sir rolls have been mostly horrible to mid today. I think he's only really had one good roll.
We can blame Stryker for that. So Noel, you because you decided to follow Sir Helios, you got to witness this most spectacular fail and managed to avoid a similar fate.
As one would.
Did I catch a?
And I try to help him. I'm like, you need a hand?
He just
Can't even
goes,
talk
and
right
he's just
now.
like, the quicker we find a place to set up camp, the happier I will be. And he just squeezes his cloak with all the fervor, the anger.
All right, man. Just let me know if you need help, like casually, and I just keep walking. Poking the crowd.
Stryker, roll a 100 side to see if you can catch up to the group.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I can catch up to Ronnie since I see her going a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
So because she says she's going closer towards Novi, so she should be closer to me.
Yeah, she would be a little bit closer to you. You can just sort of see, you can't see her head so much, but you can see like the rustling of foliage in her direction.
That's a 74, so I'm nowhere near close yet.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
But I can see her. I was like, God dang, is this getting thicker? God.
Noel, roll me another 12 for perception, see if you spot any better prospects for a campsite.
Oh man, come on! What's bad rolls? I got a 4.
A 4. No, you look up and down this little stream bed, and no, you don't see anything that looks terribly promising anywhere along the bank. So just keep plugging along.
All right, keep going. Yikes! This is bad. These bad rolls.
Somebody yelled to the twins, "Did y'all find anything yet?"
Nothing
Try not all my
yet,
bad rolls.
but mud and grass and mud
And grass.
and mud.
I'm
I
yelling,
think Sir Egios found a good watering spot.
And in the distance, all you hear is, "Motherfucking Just hear just the frustration. He doesn't know that you guys are saying anything. He's just frustrated. Just yelling. "Motherfucking
I'm trying to yell at Ronnie, wait up, I'm coming, hold on.
So Ronnie, you get to within easy eyesight of this tree. You're about 10-15 paces away now. And you can clearly see that, one of the larger boughs of this gnarled and twisted tree was very clearly broken off, close to the base. Do you want to examine it? You have to get closer.
Getting closer.
All right, roll me a 12.
You ready to run 100? Because I should be getting closer.
Only one rolling decent at the moment as she rolls an 8.
8. Yeah, roll again your 100 side, Stryker, to see if you can catch up. Ronnie, you get closer to this thing and bend down to examine the bow. What you get, Stryker?
Nope.
No? Still?
82.
You're working through some particularly thick bushes and are struggling to catch up. There's briars here too, and they're catching on your cloak and like slowing you down even further.
I'm about that. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll pull out my short swords and get ready to start hacking.
All right, that'll probably help your progress.
Yep.
Ronnie, you're sitting down examining this bow, and at first it looks like it may have just come down in the wind or something. It's a fairly clean break at the base, but the more you examine it,
the more you start to think that that's maybe not the case. There's some weird chips and rub marks further up the bow, as if something either grabbed it or brushed against it and caused it to bend and snap. Whatever it was had to have been pretty big. This bow is about yay big around and would have been difficult to break. Certainly an ordinary person wouldn't have been able to do it. A horse maybe, if it was running in a panic, or another similarly sized creature.
Ronnie just gets a little closer to the rub marks to kind of examine to see if she can tell if it's something she notices, like an actual horse or maybe a different type of livestock animal or something like that. And apparently Stryker rolled an 8.
No,
Yeah.
44.
44,
Oh, 44.
yeah.
Sorry.
So Stryker, hacking and slashing, you manage to emerge from the brush just as Ronnie is kneeling down beside this bough. Ronnie, you study the markings very closely, but they don't yield any additional secrets to you. You can't begin to guess what kind of animal might have done this.
Can I take a look at it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Noel, while they're doing that, examining this tree, let's have another perception check. See if
Oh,
you
come
find
on,
a
let's find
campsite,
something,
man.
buddy. Let's find something.
I got a 10.
Ooh, I got a 9 that time.
9. All right. Noel, you keep pushing through the brush. You actually find what looks like a very small rise. It's not much, a couple of feet maybe. And there's one of those gnarled, scraggly trees at the top of this rise. It's not great. It's kind of exposed, but it looks like it's the driest spot you've seen since coming north of the stream. And looks like it's probably large enough to accommodate all of you. It would do. It's not great, but it would do.
It's better than nothing. So I go, hey everyone.
Sounds so excited when you say it.
Yeah, you sound really excited.
I know it's not the best, but
Hey, does anybody have flint? Anybody have like dry leaves and flint, some rocks?
You're going to be searching around for that, sir. You know that.
Oh man,
You know better.
Yeah.
no one just not carrying that
Yeah.
around for survival reasons.
Are
Kadok.
you carrying that around for survival reasons?
Kadok
No.
looks around at you, and he's like, I have flint, but we'll have to collect wood. And he kind of glances around the swamp. I think that's going to be a trick, finding any that's dry enough.
Oh, that's true. Everything is moist and wet.
You want to check the tree behind you?
And-
See if it's dry enough?
Kadok and Gadok both look back at you at that comment, Noel, and Gadok gives you a bit of a wink and a grin.
I go.
Her smile kind of fades a little bit, and she looks hurt again and goes back to hunting for brush.
After making weird sounds, go.
Stryker, I forget, did you have any kind of like forestry or tracking perks?
Yeah, it was pretty much a hunter class, so tracking and what was the other thing I had? It was tracking and
Tracking and trapping, if I remember correctly. Didn't you used to have a trapping kit for like catching animals or something?
did, but I think I lost that stuff. We got roll, Mr. Bob, skills, melee, tracking, tracking.
While he's figuring that out, I'm going to take a quick round ahead.
Mm-hmm. Did you
Yeah,
have a life skill
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, let me go to the bathroom while he's doing
tracking
that.
and
I'm holding it.
loose humans.
Oh yeah. So that was your class bonus. But did you have a life skill associated with hunting or tracking?
I don't think I got that yet.
Oh, that was something we were supposed to.
Yeah, when I upgraded, yep.
Yeah. All right.
But of course, being a hunter, I still have a tracking and
Yeah, you do.
I've
You
got skills.
you examine this bough, sitting hunching down next to Ronnie. You can clearly see the markings that she was interested in, where something brushed against this bough to break it off. And you quickly come to the same conclusion she did, that this was too large of a thing for a human to have done it. It would have taken a pretty decently sized animal, probably moving at speed, to do this kind of damage.
I take a closer look and I'm like, this definitely wasn't a human. We already know it's not that little boy. Unless some magically he was cursed and he became a monster. And wait a minute, I know, right? He just became a monster.
Werewolf.
I said, it could be a horse. I mean, the guys did have a bull. Bull. So, bull? I think I said that wrong, but you know what I mean. I failed at saying the right thing for it. I said, I wonder if it could have been that monster.
Roll another 12 side for perception.
Natty 12.
Whoa.
Of course, when they leave, right?
Yeah.
You see this, guys. They leave, and I get a natty 12.
You absorbed
No,
all of the luck.
I'm not telling them that I got a natty 12.
You widen your gaze to include the ground around the tree, not just looking at the bough, and notice some deep ruts in the earth near where this bough is twisted off and broken. They don't match the tread of any animal that you are familiar with.
So I go, Ronnie, look at this. I said, this is not human, and I don't recognize. Those are not any animal prints. And I'm like, I wonder if it's. Nah, it can't be. I mean,
Ronnie you see her eyes start to catch a small glint in it. She's like, it's a gator. It's gotta be. It's definitely a gator. We're close.
No, I'm like, a gator couldn't do this. A gator's not that big to knock over this. And that print right there is way bigger than a gator.
And she looks at you. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I seen drawings of them, and I've never seen a gator that big. And I know their foot is not that shape.
About this time, you hear Knowles hollering that he's found a campsite.
Can I do one more look just to see if I see anything else before we walk?
Same.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead. Give me 12.
Like
Give me 12.
any more footprints leading somewhere, or any more like broken or damaged areas going around there?
Fair Maiden of the Axe rolled a 10.
Oh, that is very well. I rolled another 12.
2 12s in a row.
Ooh.
All right, then.
Wait, he rolled a natty 12 while I was in the head?
Yeah.
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 I took y'all up because y'all wasn't here. Don't be doing that.
He's been sucking up all the luck from everybody just for this one moment to waste all the 12s.
So,
Hey, this is important so we don't die. All right, look, screw this.
Striker, you stand up and you're looking around the area here. And Ronnie, you stand up too and start looking. Ronnie, you see the tracks, but you're still thinking that it's got to be somehow related to a gator. Striker, you look at the tracks and you try and follow them a couple of paces more. And they're faint and they're sporadic, but you can still follow them a fair ways. And then ahead of you, they seem to just stop. Like they disappear. Trail disappears.
And I go, so I'm going there like, he's a little crazy. I said, it looked like it was trying to get away or chasing something. And then I saw, as soon as I see it stops and it disappears, I was like, where did it go?
And as you're looking around on the ground trying to figure out where it went, you notice almost at the corner of your eye, like a shimmering of something. You turn to look and it's gone. But then you notice out the other corner of your eye, it's like a shimmering or a wavering. You turn to look and there's nothing there. But no matter which way you turn your head, there's always something, like right at the corner of your vision, just wavering, like heat shimmering over a hot surface, the way the air shimmers over a hot surface.
And I go, Ronnie, we need to go back to everybody. Now, let's go.
Ronnie looks up slowly at Stryker. In case I'm wrong, and it's not a gator, you said the footprints on this thing disappears right where you are, right?
Correct.
We never asked any details about this thing. Tell me it doesn't fly.
If it doesn't fly, it can jump really far.
Well, shit.
I'm hoping for flying, but if it jumps, fuck.
So, are you guys heading back to the group? Are you staying there? What you doing?
Oh no, I know I'm gone.
You're heading back to the
I
group.
grabbed her and said, I grabbed her hand and said, "Let's go."
Ronnie tries to just take a last glimpse around to see if she just notices anything else at all. Like maybe another footprint setter or something like that, just in case. Because the thing was moving around sporadically, like he says. Maybe the prints of the kid are around there.
Go ahead, roll for it.
Not the highest roll I could get, but 7.
You look around as Stryker is tugging on your arm to pull you back to the rest of the group, and you don't see anything. But as you turn your head to follow him, you also notice a shimmering in the corner of your eye, back in the direction where the tracks disappeared. You turn to look again, but it's gone. Like it was a trick of the light or something. It is getting late. The sun's getting kind of low. That may be it, but you're not entirely sure.
And Ronnie has a gut feeling. She just kind of looks at Stryker. Was like, I was really hoping that I might be able to spot us another pair of tracks, but I think I spotted something else instead. Maybe you're right. Maybe we do need to head up to camp.
So, like I said, I got her hand. I'm grabbing and walking. Please tell me. I really want this to happen right now. Where are the twins?
They are out scavenging for firewood. You want to see if
we
Gaddock
pass them
notices?
at all? I was like, do we pass them at all?
Roll a 100 side. Roll a 100 side. Let's see if we got
Do we
it.
both need to roll this?
Well, all of us want to roll 100?
No.
Just Stryker.
Oh, so I don't have to roll?
You don't have to roll. Just Stryker.
You don't have to roll. Oh, 51.
Yeah. You guys stumble through the brush, holding hands, and pass right by Gaddock, who was bending down to pick up what looked like a sort of moldy branch. She pauses, her hand outstretched, halfway to this thing, watching you two go. And you can just see, like, her face darkens, and she gets bright red and turns away.
Wait, no. As soon as do I notice her before I walk past? Because this is where
you notice.
So I notice her and I take my hand and I lock hands with Ronnie. I lock them. And I go, come on, we gotta hurry.
Like, wait, shouldn't we grab Sir Regios too? He's still out there, isn't he?
I'm pretty sure he headed towards where Note was, but I'm pretty sure he probably fell in another ditch. So let's keep going.
So we did leave Sir Regios kind of standing on the bank of that stream, bringing out his cloak. Did he ever start forward, back, head north?
Yeah, around the same time they were running, he started walking that direction, and they basically just breezed right past him and didn't even notice him. He just kind of watched him and was like, the hell are they running for?
It was like, see, he probably fell in the ditch.
Well, you guys pretty quickly make it to the little rise where Noel is trying to set up something that resembles a camp.
I was like, good job, Noel. This will be perfect for tonight. We have plenty of vantage points and we can see stuff. But
you don't have to tell me the obvious. I know I did a good job.
And
I mean, I was just being nice. But...
And since Sir Regios is just walking back as they're running, should I be rolling perception to see if he notices anything?
Do you want to?
I kind of do.
All right, go for it.
See if you see a shimmer out of your eyes.
And he rolls an 11.
11. Sir Regios, you're now on high alert, having fallen into two different streams. and you're being very careful watching where you're going as you fight through the foliage. You notice Stryker and Ronnie run past. You notice that they were holding hands. You wonder if that had something to do with Gadok, or if there was maybe something more going on there. And you notice through the foliage that they seem to be running towards Knoll, and Knoll seems to be on a little bit of a rise. That's probably where they're trying to set up camp. So you adjust to follow that way. As you continue looking around, you look back the way that Ronnie and Stryker came from, and you see the tree with the broken bough. But of course, from this distance, you can't see any more detail than that.
He takes a moment and stares at the tree, the broken bough, and he looks back towards those two, and then back at the tree. And he just continues to walk towards camp, going, nope, not falling into any more ditches. I'm almost finally dry.
All right.
Now, as he's walking through the brush, does he notice Gadok? That's all I want to know.
No, she was a little bit a ways away. So you don't see her until she returns to camp with a small armful of rather rotted-looking sticks. Gadok comes in soon after with pretty much the same load. There's nothing really dry around for you to try and start a fire. They pile these sticks in the middle of the camp, but they kind of all look at the sticks sourly, like, we're not really sure we can do anything with this.
And I go, and I'm like, we can make it work. And I take one of my knives and cut off a little bit of my hair. I'm like, God dang it. Take a couple pieces, spread it around the little thing, and I said, light it.
Right, you've got the pitch in the hair. That might actually work. Who wants to take the shot at lighting the fire?
I'm not doing it. I just cut off
Noel's
my hair.
got it.
Sir Regios is still like wringing out his cloak to make sure it's got all the water off of it.
All right, Noel. Gadok hands you his flint and tinder, or his flint and steel, I should say.
Yep.
And kind of stands back like, good luck. Roll a 100 side to see if you can light this thing. We can't hear you though. You're muted.
My bad. Noel being Noel, I'm like, you know I can do this, guys. He's like, this is easy peasy.
And I step back even further.
For some strange reason, Ronnie hears him say that, and then she takes 2 steps back.
I look at you always doubting me, and I just have to roll it up.
Sir Regios isn't paying any attention, so he's still like right there with his back.
Oh, please set him on fire.
Alright, I got this, boys.
Go on, let's have it.
Come a little closer.
Ooh, I got a 27. Okay, it wasn't that
27.
bad.
All right. You knock your flint against the steel, make a shower of sparks onto the pile of branches and Stryker's pitch-laden hair. The pitch catches immediately. It erupts in a small puff of flame. It starts to wither and fade out almost immediately, though, because there's so little of it there, and the branches need a little more time to catch. You need to give it a little more TLC.
I start.
Roll a what do we call this? Roll a 12 side. Yeah. We'll call this a wisdom check to see if you've got the skills to keep the fire alive without blowing it out.
I was gonna say that.
I got 11, baby. Yeah, I got 11.
Yeah, real gentle blowing, and you're able to keep the pitch alive long enough to start catching the branches. And even though the branches are kind of damp and pithy, they do catch, and they start to give a slow smolder. It's not a lot of light and not a lot of heat, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. There's a good amount of smoke
dry
too.
We could throw in here? Like anybody have anything dry we could feed this thing? Like anything, No.
So Reggio's sense of humor.
Man, I should drop kick you into the swamp. And then no says I should drop kick you.
And Sir Regios, at the first mention of the comment, he looks at Stryker. And as soon as Noel says, I should drop kick you in the swamp, he looks at Noel and goes, for once, we both agree. And he goes back to being out
what do I got on me? I'm pretty sure I got something. Blah, 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 blah.
So,
nope.
Sir Regios,
Ronnie and Noel, roll 12 sides for perception.
Okay. That is interesting. I didn't expect that to roll that way.
What you got?
I got so I wrote, this is probably like the first good double roll I got today.
Get on with it, man. It's late.
So 10 Sir Regios, 9 Ronnie.
Okay, alright. And Noel, what'd you get?
Oh shit! What was I supposed to roll?
12
Sorry.
side for perception.
8.
So,
What you got, Strike?
Noel and Seregios, both, you notice out of the corner of your eye a little bit of a flicker or a glimmer in the firelight. You turn out to look at where this was coming from, but you don't see it. It's gone. And as you study the swamp out before you, there seems to be nothing. It's getting dark, the shadows are growing long, everything seems to be still. There's no flickering or glimmering out there. But as you kind of turn away back to the fire, you see it again, just out of the corner of your eye, in the general direction where Stryker and Ronnie came running from.
Does Ronnie notice this?
No. That's why I didn't... Ronnie rolled too poorly for that, and...
Really, with a 9?
Yeah.
It was only 1 point less. And that's
Ronnie only
without
has a
the
+1
modifier.
on the mod.
I go. Hey, Stryker.
What's up?
Let's go check it out.
I look at him. I go, "Nah, I'm good."
I wasn't asking you. And let's go.
Wow, Noel being assertive here.
And I'm like, and I'm telling you, we're good.
So Regios looks up and goes, whatever's out there probably won't mess with us if we don't go disturbing it. I'd rather not have anything jumping out at us if we don't necessarily have to.
Come on.
Unless, of course, the twins want to go on an adventure.
Hey, you guys want to kill something?
And Gaddock looks at Stryker when you say that, and then at Ronnie. And Gaddock just kind of folds his arms and leans against the naughty old tree, and he's like, I think I would like some sleep.
You see? Reasonable answer.
And I go, "Yeah, everybody, get rest. I'll take first watch."
Hey, I know who to ask. Hey, Ronnie, you want to go kill something? Come on.
You're not wrong there.
and I look at Ronnie. I'm like, "Ronnie."
You the urge. You know she has the urges.
She literally kind of just sits down Indian style on the ground and pulls out her axe and goes, if I'm being quite honest, Noel, if you're seeing what I think you're seeing, I don't know if I want to go messing with that thing on its turf. I think I'd rather wait for it to come to us. And she pulls out her sharpening kit and begins sharpening her axe, almost as if anticipating that this thing might actually come after you guys.
And that's when I tell everybody.
Fine. Dang. I don't know what's
like,
coming
look,
with
if
me.
you-
I guess
if
I'll
you-
stay.
Like, if you're tired, everybody start getting rest. If not, I'll keep watch this way. And Ronnie, you want to keep watch the other way?
And Ronnie just immediately turns the other direction and just starts watching the water and just continues sharpening her axe. Dead gaze.
I'm keeping my eye towards where we came from with that tree.
Alright, so we got 2 people on watch. Everybody else is sort of settling in for the evening. Sun's getting low on the horizon. And that is... Go ahead.
Oh, before you do that, and I pull out my rat. I said, if anybody's hungry, still have this.
You can see Gaddock kind of convulse a little bit and turn away. She and Gaddock kind of make a circle together, and you can see them pulling out like little bread crackers and cheese and stuff from the voluminous pockets of their robes.
And Ronnie just kind of looks at you. I'll go half with you.
So we still got to stick there. I'm like, I'll just use my sword. Put it on.
Rat on
sit
a
it right
spit.
there next. Sit it right next to the fire. Just let it sit for a while. I keep watching until
Sir Regios just kind of looks at this and just sits Indian style and closes his eyes and says, "Just wake me if something happens."
Gotcha.
And that's where we're going to end it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that was getting interesting. Can't wait.
I already know it's probably coming, but
That will be it for us tonight, ladies and
That was a fun
gentlemen.
episode.
If you enjoy this kind of crazy content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you don't enjoy this crazy content, why are you here? Why are you watching this? This is the crazy
Yeah, I know,
stuff that
right?
we do. You know?
you keep watching. Just keep watching anyway.
Learn to like it.
No, not like. Love it. It is your life now.
And if you like
This
it,
is
that means
now
you
where
failed.
you live. And if you don't like it, you failed. And now you too are universal fail.
Welcome. Join us.
Join us.
Join
us.
One of us.
Oh, and now that I'm actually looking at the timestamp on this is gonna be a nightmare episode for me. We went 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Yay!
right.
Yeah, that was fun.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
And we'll
It's like
catch
our
you on the
first-
next side then.
Well, you say on the next side, but isn't that really just when we actually show up and do another one in person?
I mean, we could show up at each person's house and do one in person, and then, slaughter them. Or even better, we could have the Devourer come to their house and do whatever the Devourer does.
Which I really don't realize is that little kid is actually a devourer. Find out next time.
Vote in the comments section if you wish to see the Devourer show up at your home and knock on your front door, or if you'd rather the Manticore.
Oh, Lord, no, not the Manticore.
Yes, the Manticore. Maybe the Devourer is the Manticore.
Manticore.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Yes. Good night and goodbye.